But Wilder gassed out after that because he's not used to pressing the fight. Deontay Wilder very much like a fighter that waits to lands the money shot. Yeah. He hasn't got the...
We're here.
Yeah. What's up, guys? Your boy Savage back again for another Savage Talk Live preview and prediction of WWE Crown Jewel 2021. Jeez! Look at me trying to act excited about flipping Crown Jewel. No one cares about damn Crown Jewel, but we always gotta get a Southampton friend. To be fair, the card is pretty dope, so it's good to be here, man. I hope everyone's well in the chat. It feels like it's been a minute. I don't think it has, but I slowed down on some of the reaction videos, I guess, because copyright issues and all that. Yeah, they was trying to bring me down, man. They know the vibes, bro. They're trying to hold the brother down on Black History Month. Taking the mic. Nah, but you know what it is. It's one of them, innit? But like I said, I hope everyone's well. Yeah, man. We're gonna get into this and we're gonna get into the chat, and then I'm gonna bring my homeboy on, like that. So, yeah, man. Let me see what everyone's saying, bro. It's been a minute. Shout out to Aaliyah in the chat. Shout out to Brocky. Ashton, shout out to you. Hope everyone's well. I hope everyone's healthy. Hope everyone is taking care of themselves. Like that. Because the pandemic ain't gone. I'm way there. So, all of you nasty people, bro, who aren't washing their hands and that, I hope you're still washing your hands. Alcohol thing. Too many of you are doing too much. Yeah, so... yeah, man. But I hope everyone is good. We'll definitely get into some wrestling news later on. We're going to run through the prediction, and then we're going to go through bit by bit. So you already know this sketch already, guys. When we do the preview and prediction, we're going to go through match by match. So obviously I will read everyone's comments out and such like that. But we're going to go in order of what I put it in as well, just to keep some continuity in the chat, because we can go a bit crazy and then end up doing 2 hours and not talking about much at all. So We're gonna go like that. Shout out to you, Ethan, in the chat. Yeah, man. Let's get into it. Let me get bring my homeboy on, and yeah, we'll cut through. You know them way there. Shout out to you, bro.
Yo, what's going on?
You good?
Yeah, man. It's been a minute. It has been a minute.
It has. It's good to see you, man. You know, like that. It's been a moment. Yeah.
Listen, you are doing your thing, and for everyone that's watching live, you need to give this man his flowers. Like every day, without fail, he's uploading or coming live. And today, when I just seen it, I was thought, nah, let me get involved.
Thank you, bro.
Thanks for having me.
Plug your YouTube channel, bro. You know, like that.
Yeah, WrestleManiac UK, man. Again, uploading reviews, reactions, vlogs. I'm doing a bit of a Black History Month series where I'm covering some of the biggest stars of the 70s, 80s, 90s in terms of Black wrestling. So, yeah, you guys can enjoy that once we're done with the predictions here. Nice,
man. It's good to hear. In fact, it's a bit weird, isn't it? Because obviously in America, it's not Black History Month, is it?
Yeah, it's our Black History Month here in the UK,
So that means Deontay Wilder got punched up in 2 Black History Months. This man's disrespectful, but you just got to stop talking now. Man got punched up in 2 separate Black History Months, bro. That's ridiculous. On either end of the year, one in October, one in... Nah, it's got to stop the foolishness. But yeah, man, guys, obviously head over there. Head over to his Instagram as well. They're not going to head over to your Instagram. I've been telling these men to head over to my Instagram for a year, and no one headed over there. But to be fair, my Instagram's trash, so you know it's just me banging it. You already know how long I take to message that, so it's one of them ones. But yeah, guys, sub to him on YouTube right now.
Please do.
Don't even need to put the link in the description. If you go on you guys are on the YouTube channel already. So if you just go into my channels and the channels that are linked to mine, you should see him on there. It's linked there. So, you know what I mean? Shout out to Invase from Twitter. But let's get into this, man. And then we'll cover, let's see if there's any wrestling news or anything like that. But whatever, got 2 logos on the things, moving mad still. But anyway, how you been anyway, bro? How have you been?
Yeah, very good, man. Very good. We're in a really interesting time of wrestling right now, aren't we? Where AEW is doing their thing heavy. Yeah. WWE, they've tried to make a little comeback in the last couple of weeks. But for me, it's just abundantly clear now where pro wrestling lives and where sports entertainment lives.
There's a big difference between them, isn't it? There's a massive difference.
Like it's as clear as night and day, bro. Like I went to a you know, when they were over here a couple of weeks ago, I went to the show in London, and I could literally see this is for kids.
Yeah, but, who did I think I seen somebody's random reaction from inside the stadium at the O2. Is that the one you went to, the O2 one?
Yeah, the O2 one, yeah.
Yeah. So I saw that one on YouTube. And obviously, I've missed going on it. And I'm going to go in November with my son because I used to take him every year, and obviously the pandemic slowed it down. But it's very weird, man, because even if anyone goes back on my channel and looks when my son was on there, look how excited.
When he always used to watch it, yeah.
Bro, trying to speak to him about wrestling now, he watches it, but it's like, yeah, whatever. All right, cool. It's like
I'm sure he will enjoy AEW more than WWE because he's coming of that age.
Yeah, he loves it. He loves the wrestling AEW. He doesn't really care about the storylines and such, but the wrestling he loves, and he still watches like WWE pay-per-views. He's into that, but when it comes to the weekly show, he's actually making me laugh because he's like 13 now, so his conversation what we have is growing. Yeah, I mean, and it'll just be like. I'll be like, did you watch Raw? It's like, nah. And then he'll be like, did Ali and Mansoor fight T-Bar and Finger? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I didn't even know. It happened the week before, so it probably happened.
It probably happened again. Oh gosh, it's the truth, man.
Yeah, that's the. I can't, honestly, I'm in this stage where I want to help so bad. And I can't. You know the ones where like they don't care. Like, listen, I'm quiet because I've been speaking to people week after week because the wrestling, whatever you want to call it, is a bit toxic. You know what I mean? Like, I watch all wrestling or all wrestling what I can watch, and I'm not into it. Like, at the end of the day, there's 2 billionaires running 2 companies, and personally, they don't care about me. You know what I mean? They care about their vision for what they want, and fans come along and enjoy it. And obviously, they get a good feeling when fans enjoy. I don't think Vince cares if he gets a good feeling anymore. He's been doing it for too long.
Yeah.
But you can see in Tony Khan's face when he has these when the pay-per-views finish and have the press conference and that. If you see how he's looking at the wrestler next to him,
yeah, like, in awe, bruv.
Oh,
literally.
bro, I watched him looking when he was talking to CM Punk and Daniel Bryan. Bro, he was looking at them like I look at my missus, bro. I was like, hold on a minute. And then I realized, you know what? Because he looks younger than he is, Tony Khan.
Yeah,
Like 38, or he might be 42 or something. No.
Yeah, he does. He looks like young. Yeah,
he looks younger than he is. You can tell that he's got like, he's like us, isn't it? If you had billions of pounds and you're
a billionaire fan, yeah,
you would probably start your own wrestling company, and then you'd be like, so if I spend money on CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, and Adam Cole, I've still got all my money left, so I'll just get them. And then he just keeps doing it. It looks exciting, but I'm trying.
It's like he's playing a game. He's playing like universe mode in real life with cash.
100%.
Like literally,
100%.
That's what he's doing.
So I'm just trying to enjoy all the wrestling I can. Some of it lets me down. Some of it doesn't. Sometimes it's from both companies that I'm not sold on everything. Raw, I have to kind of act like it's not even part of WWE. So for me, the Smackdown and then NXT is developmental, and then Raw's just like another show that we only tune in because we're all hoping that maybe this week. Yeah, it's like when I watched it this week, I was like, oh, this is, and then Carmelo's Hayes cashed it. I was like, oh, this is something exciting, because I didn't even know you could cash in like that with that contract.
Yeah, I don't think they knew, to be fair, either, but they needed to get the belt off Swerve, so they found a unique way to do it.
Yeah, because it was looking predictable, and it was looking like Escobar wins. You know this. Was that the first time he defended that title since winning it? That is the ridiculous.
I think so. I do think so. Yeah.
So that happened, and then I watched one Don stroke another Don's face, and then he got weird. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what happened, bro. I don't know what they're trying to run. I don't know what to expect, but he stroked his face and it calmed him down. You know, like Black Widow and Hulk.
I think, yeah. And I think that's what they're probably going to do. Like, Haaland's going to be like this crazy character, but has like some kind of soft touch. Maybe something, remember, what's that guy that used to wear the red pants? The crazy man that he kicked out of WWE now. Lars. So Lars was meant to be some type of intellectual monster.
Yeah.
So maybe this is going to be like some type of monster with feelings. I don't know.
Maybe. They might want to check Donnie's past first, because, you know, with Lars, they took a lot. They didn't check his past, and then it was like, he said racist comments. He said sexual comments about Stephanie McMahon. Yeah, you might want to check that before. So, yeah, man. But shout out to everyone in the chat. I will get to your comments. Let's go, man. Let's match should we start? We might as well start in the match that no one cares about. And the prediction on this one's going to be ridiculous, because we already know Mansoor's going to win. Bro, if they let him lose, that will be the exciting thing to me. But yeah, Mansoor is taking on Ali because they split up the tag team for no damn reason. They put them together for no reason in the first place. Let's be honest. I'll say it. I don't care. They put them together because they're both Asian. And that's how I can, bro. This is. I know everyone wants to like stay on the good side in case they meet a wrestler one day. I don't care. Yeah, I seen them do it with Oscar. And Kyrie saying, they're like, oh, you're Japanese, and you're Japanese. Kabuki Warriors. Yeah. And then it's like Ali was running Retribution trash. And then it's like, let's put him with Mansoor because they're both Asian. And then they're fighting each other. And I'm like, yo, that might be the worst thing I've ever seen from creative. They put them against Retribution, Mason T-Bar. And then they put Ali versus T-Bar. And then they put Mansoor versus T-Bar. And then they put both of them versus Mace. And then had another tag team match. And now they're done.
The usual, innit?
So, what's your prediction on this?
Yeah, it's definitely got to be a Mansoor win. Mansoor is John Cena when it comes to Saudi Arabia, isn't it? But you know what they really should have done? This should have been a defense of the tag team championships against Randy Orton and Riddle. Because clearly Randy Orton and Riddle are doing singles stuff, even though they're holding them tag belts. Yeah. They should have made this a tag team defense. Let Mansoor do something not quite cheating, but cheeky to win, because that will then satisfy what Ali has been telling him all along, you know, keep your wits about you. And then Mansoor gets the win, and then they can hold the tag team championships above in Saudi Arabia.
That's actually really smart.
I don't know, like, this stuff isn't hard. But yet they're gonna have now Randy Orton and Riddle defend the championships again against AJ and Omos. And at this point, these guys' feud has nothing really to do with the tag belts. They just don't seem to like each other.
Bro, I don't know how about you, how you was growing up and stuff like that, but there was very little. There's very few belts that meant nothing apart. Yeah. Maybe remember when they had the other cruiserweight title, the all gold one, and like Jake Noble and that had it.
Yeah.
I might have not cared about that much when I was a kid, did it? Because Nydia used to wind me up in it because she looked like crap. She used to wind me up, bro. I don't know. I don't even know why. She just used to wind me up, and she was taller than him. But I'm really. It's actually to the point where obviously I'm a grown man and that in it, so I'm trying to take emotion out of wrestling. I'm trying to do it because it's going to wind me up and I'm going to get mad and then I'm going to sound like these crazy people online. I'm trying not to do that. But the treatment of the belts in the WWE, the reason why only Roman seems like the important one is not because they're pushing Roman down your throat. It's because he makes it seem important. The worst belt for me, what I'm disappointed about is the Intercontinental title because the last time it felt important to me was when The Miz had it.
And I was just about to say, Miz is probably one of the only other people that make any belt he has feel important at the time 100%. When he has it.
Yeah, because he had it around, was it like Raw 25?
Yeah.
And it had that whole thing and it was all based around that because Brock had the title and he weren't turning up. So The Miz made everything seem important. He had great matches with like Seth and Finn and stuff at WrestleMania. And then I think Seth won it after that. He made it seem important as well, to be fair. But The Miz was all in. He was basically telling everyone like this is the main belt. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And I think at that time Roman had the US championship, yet the Intercontinental title still felt more important.
Yeah, and now the Raw tag team titles, I don't care. The US title, don't really care.
Yeah.
And the women, don't even get me started on the women's tag team title. That might as well not exist. There's no tag teams.
Yeah, it's just the champions. They're the only tag.
Why did they bring the belts out and then fire all the tag teams? It doesn't make sense.
Why didn't they just make it? You know, they said they'll cross across every brand, and they never took it to NXT. Hence why NXT made their own. And if they just spread it across every brand, they would have got away with it. But
I agree. When the only tag team champions I've been interested in was Sasha and Bayley, and they were running past through all the brands in a pandemic with no fans, killing it. And when they brought in the NXT ones, I was like, this doesn't make any sense because NXT don't have many tag teams as it is.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I was calling for a second belt to the women's one. I know AEW's just done the TBS title for the women now, but I was saying in the last couple of weeks that there's no stepping stone title for the women. So you either have to be
in the tag team.
Yeah. Everyone keeps moaning about the same women winning, and I get it. But let's be honest. I watched them all in the ring in the week, and I'm like, yeah, this is the star power to have. All the rest don't even compare. So why can't somebody like? I mean, I know everyone's pushed because everyone's behind Liv Morgan. I'm like, okay, so can't Liv Morgan get herself some middle belt, and then she has a stepping stone? Because her going straight for the main belt now will be like when Nikki won it. I mean, does anyone remember that Nikki was champion? Probably not, because
very quick.
Yeah, so that's.
The thing is, like you say, in one way to solve it is a middle title, but they're not even really booking their top titles that well now. So even if they didn't want to add another title, they could just write good stories. Like Liv Morgan or whomsoever can elevate themselves up the card within good stories, good feuds, and all of that
100%.
kind of stuff.
100%.
There's some legends of like the Attitude Era and stuff that never won titles, but they're just known for good stories and stuff in between. Like they just can't do that anymore. They don't do that anymore.
Yeah, man, I agree. The storytelling is the main thing, and everything else comes after that. Because you know that the modern day, I never want to sound disrespectful to the fans. Everyone's a fan. No one's a good fan or a bad fan unless you're disrespectful in it. But there is this new way, and I can see that. Okay, maybe it's an age thing, or you didn't grow up on a certain part of wrestling. Because every week it's just blah blah should get the title, push them, and I'm like, huh? How? Where did that come from? And I remember saying it on the show. I keep reminding everyone in the chat every week because I told you so, innit? When they get telling about Cesaro winning the title, I said he ain't gonna win the title, and it's just gonna be bad for him. And we ain't seen him since hardly.
Yeah, it's true.
They had that great match in the King of the Ring last week, but whatever. So Yeah, like everything's pushed the title, but I'm saying push the storyline. Everyone needs to remember that. I know that it sounds crazy because John Cena, Triple H, and Randy Orton have all these titles they've had, but just remember, like The Rock, Undertaker, Austin, these like didn't have that many titles. Kurt Angle, Jericho, bro, it's all like 6 and 7s.
Yeah.
So
literally.
and when you ask everyone who's your favorite champion or who's made the most impact, they're the people everyone talks about. So it's very weird to me. But moving on to the next one. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Ashton says Mansoor by far on that match. Shout out to Kevin, Nima. What do you say about SmackDown there, bro? Shout out to you, bro. Let's move on to the next one. Yeah, might as well go on to this. I tried to put them in order of relevancy because some of them I really don't care about. But yeah, WWE Raw Tag Team Championships on the line against AJ and Amos again. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing here. It seems like they're trying to. Do you think that they do this backwards thing sometimes where anyone they want to build as a monster, they make them look stupid first, so no one cares, and then try and build them as a monster like they did with Nia Jax? Like, you remember she went on that run just before that thing with Charlotte. She was tearing everyone up the week before.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, this is the Nia we wanted to see. And then it was like all weird with Shayna. They keep doing this. They keep building somebody after you've made them look weak. They've done it with Braun as well. And then it's like, yeah, we're not.
Because they then realize, right, we have a champion that has no challenges. So now we need to make these people we've made a fool out of look credible again, so they can at least be fed to the champion.
Yeah. Agreed.
Like, it's, again, if they just plan things out properly, this probably wouldn't happen. I mean, there's two chains of thought in terms of if this particular match, the tag team match.
Yeah.
Now, if Randy Orton and Riddle retain, AJ could eventually be a competitor for Biggie.
Of course, yeah.
On Raw as the champion. And I think him or New Day have already had some passer with Big Man almost before. Yeah. So there's a bit of story there. Same way, if Randy Orton and Riddle drop the titles, Randy Orton could be a very good competitor for Biggie.
Yeah, definitely.
So I don't really know where they're going with this. I mean, I might just be safe and say RK Bro retain. But yeah, it's one of these guys in Randy Orton or AJ needs to move up to face Big E at some point.
I agree, because I feel like if Randy and Riddle don't win, then we go down another predictable route of Riddle and Randy end up fighting again. And nobody wants to see that, and it's like,
it's got to happen. It's just a matter of when.
It's gonna be an RKO. I mean, the only way they can swerve us is if Riddle's the one who turns on him, but that will get boring after like a week.
Yeah.
I think the problem with this match, you kind of alluded to already, is they've just given us this match on every Raw already, and the Moss keeps smashing everyone up. So I don't get it. AJ loses all of his matches. Well, he seems to keep losing, and then the Moss keeps winning. And it's against the same people. I think it might be time to hand the reins of the tag team championship back over to tag teams again now.
Actual tag teams, 100%.
Yeah. And I think, like, in this whole thing, I know Amos is still learning, so it's no disrespect to him, but the other three are all worthy contenders of singles titles on their own. So you're losing out there because you strapped them into the tag team stuff, and then the tag teams that are out there, okay, there's not as many, but there's a few singles who are running after like 24/7 titles, who, if you put them together and made a good tag team, would be a great tag. I mean, we watch AEW in it, so we see the athleticism and the style of wrestling for the tag team division. Yep. I feel like the Young Bucks match against Penta and Ray,
Cage match,
one of the best matches I've ever seen.
100%.
Yeah, because to me that was the best match of the night when I watched it. So I'm like, you're telling me that while Ricochet and that to do with nothing in catering, because he doesn't even run after the 24/7 title. He just comes out in jeans sometimes. Just like, oh, Ricochet, today we're going to put you in black jeans and a hat. So
random, innit?
Yeah, it's mad. Like, there's people that I'm guessing a lot of fans don't even know are really good wrestlers. Drew Gulak is a really good wrestler. I watched him have that series with Daniel Bryan. I'm like, this geezer's amazing. His whole thing on 205 Live, when 205 Live was actually kind of good.
Yeah.
And he was having that no-fly zone, like no top rope stuff. it's crazy to, and also, why is 205 Live still a thing?
I can't remember. It was a couple of weeks ago. No, it was maybe about a month plus ago. And I saw that guy from NXT, Odyssey Jones, wrestling there.
I watched it, yeah.
And I said, I had to check. I was watching 205 Live because that man is not under 205. And then literally like 2 or 3 weeks after that, they came out and said that we're going to have bigger competitors on 205 Live. They now have women on 205 Live as well. Yeah, just rebrand the show, man. Just rebrand the entire show. If you need another kind of main event-ish kind of show, then rebrand it and just don't call it 205 Live, because right now it just makes no sense.
Odyssey Jones is nearly 400 pounds.
Exactly.
So it's 205 Live times 2. It's foolishness. Also, why do you have NXT and 205 Live? That makes it makes no sense. The colours are now very similar as well. It's all colourful for both of them.
It's true.
Main event is the most stupid program. I don't understand that thing at all.
The minute they made the Cruiserweight Championship, the NXT Cruiserweight Championship, that's when 205 should have folded.
Yeah, I agree.
They sacked everyone, Davari, Tony Nese, all of them, man, they're all gone. So why do we really have the show for people that basically can't get on TV, can't get on NXT now? It's bad, yeah.
Yeah, I think they're gonna start. I think what they've done is, because obviously when they were buying up all of this talent before AEW was a thing, or around the time when AEW was about to get started, just so no one else could have them, I don't think they thought it through properly. And then obviously I don't think Nick Khan was even part of the company then. So when he come in,
wasn't.
Because everyone on this channel thinks that I'm always defending Vince McMahon, and I'm not. I'm really not. It's just that some people go too far with stuff. So I'll be like, that's a stupid decision. It comes from the boss, and that these men are like, Vince should die. When he dies, hopefully Triple H. I'm like, bro, you do realize that like all the wrestling before was Vince as well. Just calm down a little bit, man. I don't.
Yeah.
But Nick Khan come in, and he's a businessman who had nothing to do with wrestling. So he's just I'm good at what I do. People should be able to tell what's changed. Like now we're getting pay-per-views on Saturdays and stuff like that, where what wasn't happening before. He doesn't care about stories and that, because WWE's making more money than they ever have. So it's actually not going to change. Everyone's hoping, but I'm here to tell everyone it ain't going to change. So
it's true.
Just watch SmackDown and watch AEW and just chill out.
Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head, mate. Like honestly, they've brought in this guy, Nick Khan, who is basically saying, okay, why do you have all of these people? Like, this one's not in a storyline, let's get rid of him. This one, okay, you use him, but you pay him £1 million a year, and he's not that good, so let's get rid of him. And he's filtered through it. He's got rid of a bloated roster. Now, it hasn't necessarily made the product any better, but for them that are at the top, the financials are all better, and that's what matters when you're running a business. Like,
and sadly, he probably didn't even look. He probably didn't watch any of the rest and see which ones were the good ones, because it seems like he got rid of 4 good ones.
He doesn't, mate. For someone like that, it's just, this is the name, this is how much they get paid, and maybe how often they're used on TV. And if you're not used enough to justify your wage, you're gone. Like, as simple as that.
That's exactly what happened with Bray Wyatt. I kept trying to tell people, but everyone was trying to get mad. I'm like, listen, I'm just telling you from a business standpoint. He's seen that Bray's been off injured for ages, and he saw how much money. And it's like, hold on. So who has the rights to all the dozen stuff? We do. So we can still sell it in the shop. Yeah. And not pay him. Yeah. I get rid of him and get rid of his missus too, because she's been pregnant for 4 years.
Forever.
Yeah.
At the O2, they were selling the Bray Wyatt, the paper-like masks for the Fiend. Bro, £15 a pop. The whole stadium was wearing it. I could not believe it. I said, this man don't even work for the company no more.
Are they still doing that thing that when you go into the stadium, you can't take your own belt in?
No, people had their own belts, I think.
Yeah, because in Birmingham, when I took all the times I took my son, obviously my son's excited, he wants to take his belt and stuff like that. And then when you get to the entrance, like, you can't bring your own belt in. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, nah, you can't bring it in. You can buy one inside, but you can't bring it in. I'm like, what kind of foolish? So they give me a ticket and then put it in a locker. And then there's like, so you want my son to go buy a belt when he's already got one? This is
do you have in Birmingham, do you have to pass through metal detectors?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, they did the same. So that should negate anything if they think, oh, maybe the belt has, it's got something in it or whatever. Like, that should negate it, surely.
It's so foolish.
Yeah.
Amin says the haters on Twitter, he ruined the fun for you. Who are you talking about? Savage AEW Dynamite move to Saturday.
Yeah, this week it's on Saturday.
Yes, on Saturday this week. Haters on Twitter don't ruin anything for me. I don't even pay attention to them. I don't notice anything. All I ever do is read. I usually check wrestlers' Twitter, and then I see the top comments and stuff like that. But to me, bro, it's like it's not Twitter what's toxic. It's the people on there, innit? And I think I seen. I think it was Carmella. She was getting so much hate for like some photograph.
The picture she took the other day. Yeah.
I'm like, yo, listen. That's just stupid. Them there's foolish people in it. Like, there's not even a reason to even comment. So
that's exactly it.
Yeah. So Errol says, "Do you think Drew is going to turn heel?" No. I think
for me, I'll say this because I've been saying this on everyone I've spoken to. So let me say it here just for the record. I think Drew is beating Roman at WrestleMania. If their match happens at WrestleMania, then okay, put it this way. If we are definitely getting the SummerSlam in England next year, that is Drew's coronation. That is where he's beating Roman.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
But I think the guy that's going to beat Roman is going to be Drew.
It's horrible, man.
I don't agree with it, but I think that is he's their number 2. Like Roman says, that's my favorite number 2. Yeah. Anything I don't want to do, they send Drew. Like that is Drew is the next guy. And I
like Shawn Michaels standing. What, you just roll out the ring?
Bro, that is it. It's the same thing as they always do. He had this terrific run to the winning the Royal Rumble, all the way winning the title, and then all of a sudden they had to change him back to a character. He started counting down before he done the Claymore. He started wearing the kilt. Yeah. They started calling him the Scottish Warrior. He started coming out with a bloody sword, which he's entering non-disqualification matches with a sword. Use it then. That's the one place you can use it. Use it then. You're leaving it on the entranceway. Like everything has to come back to, and I've heard Nick Khan say this, every wrestler needs to be marketable. Like everyone's basically got to be a gimmick. You can't just be Drew McIntyre. You have to actually be a character. Like it's not enough.
You saying that's where you have it, and it's all money. It's all money. But they need to realize that people end up as characters organically. Just look. Exactly. People just look through history. Very few people have been manufactured to be a certain way. Maybe John Cena as a big, because obviously the Fogonomic stuff, they started to get out of the ruthless aggression era and stuff like that.
Yeah,
kids were loving him, grown men were dressing like him, and that. Fair enough, innit? But yeah, all the people that we love. I've been watching past stuff. I'm just on the thing, the feud between Edge and Matt Hardy and Lita. I'm on that now, just watching it back.
Crazy.
I know everyone loves Edge and that. He's my guy, innit? But everyone's got to stop pretending like the rated R superstar. Like that doesn't mean something, bro. This geezer, it was a scumbag. This is why he's like that. No one made him like that. This geezer's a scumbag. Him and Lita just like, what do you say? Matt's gonna get drafted over somewhere else. All right, well, this is our chance.
Let's do our thing. Yeah.
So, and everyone who's surprised about certain things in wrestling now, I'm like, you do know that like the cheating really happened, and then Vince was just like, well, put it in a storyline, god damn it. Well, you don't care about Matt's feelings, bro. You don't care about this. You don't care about his feelings.
Let it play out on TV.
When people are surprised by certain things, I'm like, you guys are mad. This is why like the women's division's gone backwards. The women's evolution was major, and it looked like it was going in a certain way. But just remember that it's the same guy. Get on your knees and ball like a dog. Just remember that women's evolution thing. Stephanie and Triple H came out. Vince didn't come out.
That's true. That is very true. Out. It was all them anyway. Well, I think we all know that. It was them.
Man, these 70-year-olds come from a certain time where...
Yeah, exactly.
You're seeing Rick on Twitter right now, bro. Everyone watched the dark side of the ring, and and Rick's just like, yo, is my past? Well, go on.
Exactly. So what? Yeah.
Oh, what? I forgot my penis out, swung it around and pushed up on their hose. Everyone was doing it. So what? Yeah, man. These men of a certain age, and people have to start getting it through their head. Tony Khan is way younger than Vince, bro. Yeah. And he has grown up on Vince because he loves wrestling. That was his company he loves. So he's taken everything what was great from Vince. Let's be honest. Let's not pretend like it come off the top of his head. He took everything what was great from Vince and all the stuff that was terrible. He just don't do it.
He's learned from it, of course.
Yeah. There's very little that I dislike about AEW. I have critiques like I have critiques of everything. You know what I mean?
Of course.
There's very little I don't like about it. There's certain things that I wish I couldn't see. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the backstage stuff when you have it on documentaries and that. Sometimes I feel like AEW push it in my face. So I've just watched a great match and now I'm watching you two hugging backstage. I'm like, bro, can you give me a break? Like, you know,
Yeah.
But apart from that, yeah, WWE's not going to change. So have to accept it for what it is, or like that.
You can't let it drive you mad. You just have to realize what it is, like you say, and just enjoy it if you want to enjoy it. Choose what you want to enjoy. They've got enough products. They've got enough programming. So choose whichever one you want out of the rest, and then, you know, go overseas or abroad or whatever. Change the channel to see anything else you want to see in wrestling.
Yeah. I'll get into the comments and then we'll move on to the next match. And I need to ask something about Impact as well, because I actually saw something that I liked on Impact for once. Apart from Moose. Moose is the only thing. Why is Moose still in Impact, bro? Someone paying the money and getting him over somewhere else. Where was I in the comments? Zen says, new kind of stream. Love this. Sup, Demon Team. Shout out to you, Zen. This geezer loves Sonya Deville, so I know what you was doing while you're late to the team. You know, what if they do Roman Reigns versus The Rock, bro? Says Amin. Yeah, I mean, that's what thing people have been talking about for months now. People know Rock's my favorite wrestler of all time. So if it ever come around, I'll pretend like I don't want to see him. But as soon as I see him, I'm like, yeah, let's go. But off the top of my head, honestly, I just want wrestling to move forward into the future now. Yeah. I kind of feel like I'm kind of past the part, even with The Rock. I'd love to see him host and all that business. And yeah, I probably would love to see him one more match because he's in good shape. He's in really good shape. But I'm not going to be disappointed if I never see it. I can create a great story in my head for it. Everyone can. You know what I mean? The family. He's the head of the table. He's talking about family. It's perfect.
It's already
but
there.
We know he's not going to stay around. You know what I mean? Unless The Rock comes back, beats Roman, and then Roman destroys him anyway. So he just loses and he batters him where he has to retire. That will work because you know what I mean. He's not going to be another Fast and Furious Hobbs and Shaw will come out and he'll dip off again. So
trust, yeah.
I mean, John Cena lost and didn't even talk to us again. He just
man went and gone, like literally.
He just lost. Man spent the whole 20 minutes in a match trying to roll Roman up, winding me up, you know. Winding me up, and he just kept going, oh, I was close.
So close.
He said, John, if you don't get your fucking ass out of here, bro, you get out. Yeah, it's mad. Shout out to Katrina in the chat. Shout out to you. Edge versus Seth at Hell in a Cell. What we got here? What's up, guys? Can you break down Karrion Kross character now and what you think of him? I really don't get what they're doing with him. I feel like he was incredible in NXT. I don't think I've never seen him. I never saw much of him before NXT. So the way they brought him in NXT, I knew he was Killer Kross and stuff, but I hadn't seen much. They brought him in, they made him feel special. They gave him the girl, the smoke, everything. Like the packaging was A1. Built him brilliantly. He won the title, got injured, dropped the title, came back, won it again, continued that run. The problem was they had built him so strong. It's like Roman now. You don't believe anyone that can get in the ring with him will ever beat this guy. Yeah.
They had their chance to take the belt off him when they done that fatal 5-way match with the Johnny Garganos and Adam Coles and everything.
That would be the perfect one.
They chose not to because they didn't have to pin him then, but they chose not to and they continued and it ended the way it did. This gladiator thing that they've turned him into on the main roster is just, again, like, this is, we all said it in NXT, this is a Vince guy. Like, this is the kind of guy you see Vince salivating about. Like, bring him up, treat him like a big deal, and you could, you know, you remember how like Brock Lesnar came out of nowhere in 2003 and just started beating up guys he had no right to be winning against. Beat The Rock at SummerSlam. Like,
oi, we don't talk about that.
The Rock is my guy. That's how shocked I was. I became a Brock Lesnar guy the day he beat The Rock.
Amazing. Yeah, he's amazing, Brock, man.
Like, that's how you really treat someone. And Karrion Kross, they could have done the same thing with, but again, it goes back to everyone's got to be marketable. Like, they dress him as a gladiator. Who knows? They might be selling gladiator masks and stuff like that, or kilts, or I don't know. But like, it's a very big missed opportunity. Carrying.
I'm thinking grown men might buy that because that's a stripper costume, bro. That's a stripper costume, bro. And then he's got the mask.
Some bedroom thing.
Yeah, and he's got the shredder thing on his face, bro. I swear I've seen that mask on the Bruce Lee story. The guy who bought me or Bruce.
There's definitely a bedroom attire.
Bro, it's the okay. We all know that the Mr. Tricky Bray, but that's like worldwide obvious. Everyone is in agreement. This was the next most marketable, like without changing him, everything was perfect, bro.
Yeah.
And you don't see stuff like Scarlett anymore with the way she's like that Sister Sherry style that you don't see that at all. That's all I was getting in my head. I'm like, this is incredible.
Her cadence was brilliant. Every step she took, every facial expression she made, like obviously she's a stunning woman anyway, but then everything she done was so well calculated and thought out. I had already thought of, you see how grand the entrance was on NXT. I thought, if this guy makes it to WrestleMania, we are getting Triple H levels of investment in his entrance. Like,
I was thinking that we might end up with real vultures and that.
I wouldn't put it past him.
This is incredible. The way they shoot it on TV as well. Obviously, I never got to witness Karrion Kross live, so that's it. But the way they shoot it, that's when I'm like, hold on a minute. He was at the top of the ramp, and now she comes between his legs, and he's just there. I'm like, oh, this is dope. Production.
Yeah. No one beats WWE when it comes to production.
Nah. So I'm like, this is perfect. Everything's perfect. Even the way, like, when he's got a match going, she'll be signing the contract for him because he don't need to be there. Little things like when they're sitting in the car and choking out Samoa Joe. I'm like, nah. Surely they can't mess this up. And of all people, and bear in mind, this was like my second favorite wrestler growing up, bro. Of all people for him to lose to when he come to the main roster, when this person was on the biggest losing streak, him and Elias, is Jeff Hardy, bro. Yeah. Him and Elias were on like a seven-month losing streak. They've watered Jeff Hardy down that much now that when you beat him, it doesn't matter. Like Austin Theory the other day beating up Jeff. I'm like, okay, it was funny, but you don't get anything from it anymore because he's not really Jeff Hardy, is he? He's not Team Extreme. So that's kind of our thoughts on Karrion Kross. Is there ways to save it? Yeah, there's ways to save it possibly, but for that to happen, you'd have to fire the whole writing team because we already see what they've done to Keith Lee. So,
yeah, man, that's another mystery how they got wrong.
Katrina says, I hope Sasha will get a title back. What do you think? We're going to get into that when we do the prediction on that. Love for basketball. How you been? Shout out to you, bro. Good, man. Shout out to Anna in the chat. Vince has always been of the mindset, if I like we're doing it, if I like what we're doing it, WWE has always made an audience for Vince. Yeah, it's true. It's true. That's why it's hard to come out and moan all the time. This is why I stopped. I'm just like, listen, the man is a billionaire and he's making his money and he likes what he likes. And when people take it out of wrestling, he's a man in his 70s and they're all stubborn. That's just what it is.
Bro, you know when the whole NXT 2.0 stuff, rumbling started happening and stuff, I was really thinking about, but why, man? Like, what has Triple H done wrong? And even till today, I feel really bad for Triple H because that was his baby. But I deeped it. Triple H was making stars, but Triple H wasn't making stars for Vince.
Nope.
These guys would come up as NXT as stars, but it's like Vince. If Vince don't see them as a star, that's it. Triple H has failed. And ultimately, Triple H failed because none of those people really went on or have gone on to literally become, apart from Seth Rollins, and that was very early NXT.
Yeah, that was early.
Like, Kevin Owens has gone close at times. No one's gone up and really become a star in the men's division anyway. So it had to start again. Unfortunately, it is an audience for one, like Anna says.
Yeah, man. And it's kind of like, people need to get themselves in the mindset of you can't really tell a man what to do with his business. I know we all like to, you know what I mean? I'm a football fan as well, and it's like I get mad at the owners and stuff. Well, I don't anymore because I'm like, yo, it's their money. If they don't want to spend their money, don't want to give Salah a new contract. All right, well, it's what it is. So you just have to live with it, and then that's why. And let's be honest, we do have more choice than we ever have in the last 15 years of wrestling to skip around and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Yeah, I think the emotional connection is there for a lot of people because they grew up on WWE. Whether you grew up on the early style of WWE or you're like 18 or 21 now, you grew up on the modern. I get it. It's sad, but let it go, man. Let it go.
Literally, you just have to move on.
Yeah. JD Reactor, Savage, hope you're good. Love your content. Thank you very much, bro. Hope you're well. Who's this dude opposite Hugo? I'm subscribing to him. Yeah, man. Subscribe to him. This is the homeboy, bro. WrestleMania at UK. Go over there now. Anna says the Kinky Gladiator streak is ridiculous. Was a steamroller character. Now he's a side note. After the Bronson Reed release, what did anyone think was going to happen? Yeah, you're right. You're right. Like, there's Bronson Reed, there's The Fiend, there's Aleister Black. Yeah, I mean, when them kind of people, then yeah, you either get released or they just turn you stupid on it. So
that's exactly it.
Oh yeah, Zen says I won't be surprised if Stripper Cross gets randomly released.
Yeah, we haven't seen him on TV for a couple of weeks, haven't we?
Exactly. Have you seen the post on the NXT Halloween thing doing the rounds
about the new person that's going to debut or something?
Yeah. You know that person's not new. It's somebody who was.
It looks like Scarlett. Well, you would assume it's Scarlett.
That's what I thought. Now, I used to watch her wrestle in Impact. She can actually wrestle. She's not great, but she can actually wrestle. She was fighting men though when I was watching her.
Yeah, as they do in Impact.
And obviously, the whole gimmick was like, it was like Carmella but turned up a lot.
Yeah.
She was licking mics and that. So well, I think Vince wouldn't mind her being on the main roster. To be fair, I don't know what he's done there. Maybe that's his problem. Maybe he's just jealous of Carry On. He's like, nah, you can't.
You can't have her.
Back in the day, she'd be Trish. And she'd be like a dog for me. Now you just think you can run around with this girl? Nah.
Yeah, literally. Jealousy.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah, the thing I wanted to ask about Impact. Did you watch Impact at all?
Yeah, here and there. Yeah.
Did you see the fight between who was it? Was it Pizarro and Mickey James at the barn?
Yeah, for the title.
Nah, this is the fight at the barn. They were just fighting at Mickey James.
Oh, I saw this on Twitter, but I didn't see it. Yeah.
Bro, I don't like Impact in it. Go and watch that, bro. That right, bro. This felt like a real fight. She was trying to drown her in water and that, bro. Wait, listen. Shout out to Mickey James, man, because this looked so dope. Like, she's just feeding the horses and that. Girl just crept up on her, bucket in the head. Let's go. I'm like, so yeah, man, I was sold on that, man. Shout out to Mickey James, man.
Yeah, they're doing some good stuff for the women's division and Impact right now.
Yeah, man, as if to let Mickey James go. Madness, man. The black bag thing. Moving on to the next match, another match I don't really care about, but it is going to happen. It is Goldberg versus Bobby Lashley, the man with the painted eyebrows, because they're not real, I'm telling you that.
Yeah, I think they're tattooed.
Yeah, for real, bro, because he looks like a thumb. But okay.
This is a Goldberg win. It's a Goldberg win.
Yeah, I have an issue with it because I'm somebody who was like very supportive of the Hurt Business. I'm talking about the T-shirt came out, I brought it on the day.
Yeah? Same.
I'm a little bit pissed about the T-shirt because the gold things come off, you get me? And I have to answer to my missus. She's like, oh, I saw the gold on you. I'm like, Hurt Business. It's like, oh, no, Hurt Business. Bobby Lashley thinks it's a game. But in storyline terms, there's so much holes in it that, okay, you done all that to your son, innit? And then you had a little promo getting into your Jeep saying, I'm going to rip his soul out. And then you just left him for 5 weeks, even though everyone knows WWE's schedule. We know where they're going to turn up to every arena. You're not just going to at least turn up and let the police pull you off him and then get suspended and then come back, fight him at Crown Jewel. No one cares about this. No one. And he's gonna beat Bobby Lashley. And of all the people, I say of all the people actually, but for a lot of the people that we've seen Goldberg come back and fight over the last 5 years, it's actually not believable that Goldberg would win this match to me. It's just not believable. Now, they've said it's no disqualification match, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's where the realism of Goldberg winning can come in. But he doesn't really strike me as the guy to be damaging man with weapons and stuff like that.
That's exactly it. Yeah, you're right.
If he picks up if he picks up Bobby Lashley for that jackhammer, I'm going to turn the TV off. I'm going to check Twitter and see what everyone's saying.
I don't want to see it.
Live, see if it's next still intact, and then I'm going to come back on because after that Undertaker thing, bro.
I can't watch it. It's gnarly, bro.
But you think Goldberg's gonna win?
Yeah, man. And you are 100% right. Because this is what I was saying when I think obviously Bobby done a promo this past week on Raw. And I was just thinking, if I'm Gage, like obviously to remove kayfabe, I'm thinking my dad's useless, bruv. Because I got fisted up at SummerSlam or whatever it was in August. And my dad is now waiting till October to get revenge from me. Like, what kind of rubbish is that? Like, and again, like you said, back in the day, like we may know the story is gonna play out in October.
Yeah.
But there would be stuff happening in between. Like Goldberg may not be flying to the city of Raw every week, but what does it take for them to have like a Goldberg burst into like a random house, like a fake house? Lashley, this is your house. I'm looking for you. Blah blah blah. Or Goldberg turn up to something that looks like an arena and police arrest him. You can't go in. Anything like this could be something on Goldberg's doorstep. They've got the money in production to send out cameramen to do this. It's very, very easy. Like,
I agree, bro.
Doing it, man.
All it took was Goldberg. Obviously there was a camera recording him when he was getting into his Jeep that one time. All it took for him to turn up, Adam Pearce to come out with the police. You can't be here. Spear Adam Pearce, get suspended. Now we know why you're off to Crown Jewel.
Exactly.
I was like,
it's not hard.
and for some company that uses the great production, we seen the thing with Seth Rollins the other week in Edge's house. So you're right, it could be done. How come he couldn't just send the video link, bro? Remember all the video links you used to get. Shawn Michaels had the neck brace and that. I'm coming to get you Triple H when I'm healed. That's all Goldberg had to do. You get me? Be in the gym with your physio if he's just stretching you off, and then some fake TMZ. Yo, Goldberg, what did you? It's like, oh, when I get fit, I'm gonna come back for him. Blah blah blah.
Literally.
Or let him come back and then let Bobby Lashley kick him in his leg again. So you know what I mean. And then it actually makes people feel a bit sorry for him. He's damaged. They hurt his son, and when he comes back, he's gonna be 50%. So he has to have it as a no holds barred match. And he should have been the one to decide. Yeah, that's the match we go for. But I mean, as Anna says, I flipping can't stand Goldberg. And this is what's happening because I wasn't his biggest fan in my whole life anyway. I was always the kid that's like, the chant was cool, the entrance was cool, but once he got in the ring, I wanted Triple H to smash his head in. That was me every time. That was me every time. Hit him with the sledgehammer, bro, with his stupid black and white shorts, bro. Because in my head, apart from Booker T, I'm like, I can't stand these WCW guys. Get out, bro. Like, that's what I thought, bro. Obviously, he speared the Rock in it and it hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
He said Rock to Hollywood and that. Sent him to Scorpion King. You know what I mean? So I wasn't happy about it. But yeah, man, I'm just like, for the people that love Goldberg, and it seems like there's a lot of the older audience who love Goldberg in it from back in the day. No problem with it. I have no problem with people being fans of Goldberg and stuff. But for his own sake and his own legacy, the fact that like the dirt sheets report everything now, so we're like, oh, Goldberg's only got 2 matches left on his contract. Okay, so now you have to build a great story because we know that his contract's going to be over soon. So when you build it like this, we're just like, well, of course he's going to win. And I'm used to that. But you need to remember, like, he's not fighting against Brock Lesnar where if you beat him, Brock just comes back and no one cares because it's Brock. Yeah. If he beats Goldberg, which he's going to, if he beats Bobby Lashley, this is going to ruin Bobby Lashley possibly forever. This possibly makes Bobby Lashley, I don't even know. I don't know what it does.
It's basically reset button for Bobby Lashley to back where he was before MVP came and picked him up. Obviously, there's no silly storylines with Lana and all of that. But like all that hard work you've done since MVP picked him up until now, it's unwinded. You know, he won the US Championship, went on to win the WWE Championship, carried the belt for a relatively long time, dropped the belt. He even had one loss during his title reign, which is a bit silly. And now, you know, Goldberg is going to beat him. To be fair, if he was WWE champion going into Survivor Series, Roman would have beaten him anyway. This is a credible guy you've built for the best part of a year. And, you know, slowly you're just, you know, unraveling him like he's a piece of string and it's just going to be completely useless. But come December, he might be just in the mid-card doing whatever. Like they haven't even justified why Hurt Business are back together.
Bro, they're not even going to sit Cedric and Finger down and let us know because Bobby Lashley destroyed them when they broke up. And
then they destroyed each other.
Yeah, and it's possibly the worst time, even though I wanted the Hurt Business back, it's the worst time to bring them back when MVP is off TV. Now they've got no mouthpiece.
Exactly.
And I've never liked hearing Bobby Lashley talking it. And
Monday was painful.
Oh, my bro. This guy said on the Stone Cold podcast that he took acting lessons. Stop lying. Get your money back. Because there's a reason why Brock Lesnar doesn't talk that much. Because he's got that whiny voice in it, and Brock shouldn't have a whiny voice. So Paul talks for him. Brock's said a few sentences in the last 20 years, bro. So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, madness. Bobby Lashley's going to get ruined. Cedric and that are just going to look like chumps. I mean, realistic, off the top of my head, Goldberg hasn't got any friends in the WWE kayfabe anyway. So, yeah, I mean, he can't have, because no one come and saved his son when he was getting strangled and that.
Exactly.
So everyone just left him. Even the commentator just left him. Matt McAfee just laughing. So no one cares about your stupid son, bro. I didn't like your son when he got in the ring after you beat Brock Lesnar back in the day.
He started dabbing, yeah.
And I still don't like him, and I don't like his little school kid friends either. Go away. Don't like any of them. Get me? I want to be a superhero to my son. I don't care about the relationship between you.
To be honest, I don't think his son cares. This last run that his son looks older and is back now, his son looks very much like, okay, I did want to see my dad wrestle when I was 10, but now I'm at least, 15 or 16. Like, this isn't cool anymore. Like, I don't want to see
I watched Goldberg turn up on Raw, spear Bobby Lashley, and then drag his son out the crowd and leave. And I'm like, what about his friends? He wants to be with his friends. You just left them in the audience. Is their parents there? They're going to fly alone. Well, it doesn't make any sense. I get it, man. You're trying to showcase your son. Yeah, if I was a wrestler, my son would have all the perks of the business and that. But treat your son like Dominic back in the day and put him in a proper storyline. No time to shut up, bro.
Yeah, just leave it out. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, with his son in the stupid face. And yeah, the Hurt Business thing, this is the problem, because they literally went from having the tag team titles and the WWE Championship, and now they've got nothing. And they've got no mouthpiece. They haven't explained why they got back together. The whole point about Hurt Business, and for me in my head with the storyline, was you literally can recruit anyone and they can be part of the Hurt Business, because it's about money. It's nothing to do with relationships and that. They got together around Raw Underground times, remember?
Yeah.
And they were down there almost like doing work for people. You want us to finish? Well, we'll take them out for you. Like APA, but in suits. So, yeah, you can put them back together because it's about money. We're broke. Me and Cedric and Shelton do the thing like, yo, we're not making no money. We're getting no TV time. Yo, MVP, can we come back? All right, safe. You can come back, blah, blah, blah. Do the story. They don't even care. And by the time MVP comes back to TV, none of us are going to care again.
That should, and what you've just demonstrated is probably what their angle should be right now, because Bobby Lashley is not going to win the WWE Championship again anytime soon. He might go back fighting as a good heel against Damian Priest in the mid card for the US Championship. And then these guys could be open to get the tag team championships at some point. But if they just have the core value of we are the Hurt Business, we collect money, and then we conduct people's crud for them, then that could be at least a good foundation for why they've all come back together. And then if championships come as a result of that, then championships come. But they need something to just explain and do in the meantime. Yeah,
I agree. It's worrying. Because without that mouthpiece,
they're struggling.
I don't know, man. And it really makes it. I understand with the Cedric thing and that it's still relatively new to it, but like I can't see Sharp Benjamin go out like this, man. Not the gold standard. Bro.
I know. It's not good, is it?
Bro, he was great. He was amazing on his own. He was the world's greatest tag team really were dope. Like that. Anyway, this is what it is, man. Amin says, if Goldberg wins, I'm going to be so mad, Nima. And why the hell people cheer the guy? If you go on any social media platform, they hate Goldberg. And on the show, they cheer him. I mean, what the F? Honestly, bro, Nima, I think it's because the fans that you see online and here on, they're not the fans in the stadium, bro.
That's true.
Because you got to think there's a high percentage of kids in the stadium and people that their parents have to pay for the ticket to take them. So the adults ain't going to boo Goldberg because a lot of them don't even care about wrestling. It's just like, my son wants to go wrestling. My daughter wants to go. I'll bring them. Yeah. Is that Roman Reigns guy going to be there with the hair? I like him. Bro, these single moms, bro, as soon as they hear Roman's going to be there, like, the Samoan one with he's like The Rock. Yeah. I remember I heard Roman speaking before back in the day, and he said that the reason why the Shield stopped coming through the crowd that time is because he said women just get grabbing
People grabbing him. Yeah.
Yo, that's
bro. I was saying to someone the other day, do you remember when they used to make Roman wear blue eye contacts?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. That was Roman when he was on that testosterone, bro, because he had the sharp jawline as well, bro.
Yeah,
I already know Roman. You're my guy, bro. I know you was on something, bro. Yeah. They just took out them contacts and just acted like it never happened, bro.
Yeah. All for the girl, them.
And Anna says, this is the one match of the card I'm dreading. Bobby has been built up, massive exposure now. He's the numpty. He's going to kill his momentum. I hate it. Agreed. Bobby Lashley should have really gone to SmackDown, says Epic Gamer. Possibly. Let's get on to the next match, man. What have I got on the list here? I'm looking forward to this match so much. This is where they've actually done a storyline. Like,
thank you, exactly.
And it's not a surprise that the top guys are the ones with the story. Like, it just doesn't surprise me. Roman's doing his thing, Seth and Edge. Come on, man.
This is how you use Hell in the Cell, not just as a pay-per-view and we'll just throw any one-day-old feud into the cell. Like, it is meant to be the finisher. We've done everything. We hate each other. Someone has to die in this cell. Like, that is what it used to be. And that is what it should always be. Like,
I agree 100%. And I feel like if this wasn't Edge versus Seth and it was another Hell in a Cell match, I wouldn't care, because I used to be so excited for Hell in a Cell match. They've killed it for me. I actually forgot. I only watched it just before I come online. Do you remember that Roman Reigns and Rey Mysterio had a Hell in a Cell match not long ago?
Yeah.
Bro, I forgot it happened. Because in my head, the last Hell in a Cell match with Roman was against Jay. That match was actually a great match.
Oh, yeah.
And that's when when Jimmy came down and he choked them both out after he was crying. That match was dope, but it didn't really need to be in the Hell in a Cell. And then just keep throwing everyone in Hell in a Cell matches and get rid of the pay-per-view Hell in a Cell as well, because it just makes everything look cheap. And get rid of the red cell because can't see anything.
That's poor.
But honestly, bro, some people are saying that they feel like this has been going on long enough now. To me, it's been dope because Edge hasn't been on TV the whole time.
Yeah.
And when he's been off TV, there's been reasons why he's been off TV. He's done the video links and the backstage promos, and Seth's gone into his house and drank his juice and told him that his daughter's pictures were trash. I love it, bro. I love it. Man sat in Edge's seat, bro. Nah, bro. I love
this
it.
Is Attitude Era-esque booking.
Yeah. And you know why, innit? Because Edge wouldn't have it
involved. Exactly. That's how you have to do it. Like you said, everything they've done to this point, plus obviously the actual matches they've had in between have been brilliant. This match is going to be sick in Saudi Arabia. I just hope the fans, because sometimes the Saudi fans are a bit quiet during some of these matches. I hope they just put some respect on this match, because I know Seth Rollins is going to do a mad thing. Like, so, but yeah, I think Edge is going to win. I think he's probably due to get Seth Rollins get some comeuppance.
For me, Edge wins this match, and it makes sense as well. I would have preferred it if Edge wins this match and then they went on to separate brands.
Yes.
Only because Seth's gimmick over the last however long has been, I'm not done with you. Like, I'm not. So he's going to be on the same brand. We're just going to ignore him after all of that stuff. But I can't moan too much. I'm very, very excited about the match. What you said about the Saudi fans, listen, no disrespect to anyone in Saudi, but I don't care. You're trash fans, man. You're trash fans in the stadium, bro. I know you're just happy to see Dons and that, but you, man, have got sofas and that in the crowd, bro. I watched it, bro. Crown Jewel, man. These shakes and that. They got sofas, bro.
Literally sofas, yeah. Two-seater sofas.
It like it's a christening. Allow it, bro.
No, you're right. And I think it's because as well, the stadium is so big. It's like 70, 80,000 stadium. So when they're not making noise, you can literally feel like the airiness of the entire place.
The only noise you get is Mansoor matches. And I don't know if you noticed this year, the way, the stadium's so big, but what they've done is where like the rows are normally towards the front, you have the first like 6 or 7 rows, and then they're like the good seats, and then you go further back. In Saudi Arabia, all them seats at the front are like sofas. The sofas, and there's a massive gap, and then there's fans at the back. So when they zoom out, it looks like WrestleMania. But when you're watching it, it looks like no one cares about the matches. And it's a bit
people
like,
in the sofa are like hardly even watching some of them. They're just like, you know, the princes and this person that they're coming for a big event, but they have no actual interest in wrestling.
Yeah, because these men are in them sofas cooking up Newcastle deals. They don't care about the match, bro. They don't care about the match, bro. I've seen this. Just watch when somebody wins a match and runs round and stuff like that. It's only the little, and this is
kids,
like proper little kids as well. This isn't like most of the teenagers. These are like all 10 and 11-year-olds.
Kids,
like,
very much kids.
And I'm happy for them. You know what I mean? I'm not a hater. That's why I want wrestling to come to the UK, because it'd be nice for us to experience certain things in it.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that. And also, they're trying to have like this 10-year plan with Riyadh where they're trying to move forward in, you know what I mean? And anything's good to move forward. The country is questionable in how they treat people and stuff like that, but it's moving in the right direction. So if it's going to help bring eyes to the place and stuff like that, and
you're right.
It's one of them, but I do feel a bit like this match that Saudi Arabia isn't the place for it. This deserves like if it's not in England, it deserves like a Philadelphia crowd, bro. It deserves a Chicago crowd or something.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
I think you're right. Seth's gonna be on his A game, and he's gonna be tearing this up, and Edge is gonna be unhinged Edge, and I don't even know how it's gonna finish. I just know that surely Edge wins.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind if I see Stretchers taking them both out after the match is over, bro. You know what I mean? Because that you're 100% right. The whole thing used to be, I mean, it was a bit gimmicky, but to be fair, kind of true. You'd have all the wrestlers on the promo before a Hell in a Cell match who have ever been in a Hell in a Cell, like, part of your soul gets left. You know, Undertaker's talking. Bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. That's my guy. Yeah. This is how you know that Undertaker and Bray Wyatt are legends, because them, man, if you go listen back to the promos, Bray's talking about fields and buzzards, and Undertaker was talking about moving one soul to another place where no other souls are. I'm like, what? What did you say? Yeah, I'm coming for you, Roman. And I'm like, bro, it's like, I've got a soul, I've got a grave away from all other souls, Roman. I'm like, all right, well, I don't know what that means, but I'm sold because you're the Undertaker, bro.
Yeah, literally, it sounds proper. It sounds proper, and you take it seriously. And like we were saying, bro, this is how a Hell in a Cell match should feel. Like, we've got all the evidence that shows you man hate each other and you man want to kill each other. The evidence is all there. Like, to the fact where Seth Rollins has been to your house, disrespected the house, and all of that stuff. Now this justifies, and it's one apiece in terms of your little series. Edge has won one, Seth has won one. Now it is to be decided in Hell in a Cell. This is how you do it. You don't just throw it away on a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view with 3 other Hell in a Cell matches.
Exactly, and this has got to be up there with what they was doing with Randy. You remember Randy RKO'd Beth?
Yeah.
Randy has no morals, bro. But,
zero.
So it has to be up there because he invaded your kid's home. You got to do something about it. I have full faith in both of them, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I actually like Seth's character because he's obnoxious. Seth naturally is whiny, innit? Like, he doesn't look like he's going to talk like that, but his voice is really whiny. So when he's not, when he's cutting certain promos, I'm like, damn. That's why when he was a babyface, I'm like, nah, stop this foolishness, bro. I don't want to hear your voice anymore. When he was like going to fight Brock and stuff. I remember there was one Raw when he had the broken ribs and Brock had F5'd him, and then he took the mic and he's like, I'm gonna beat you at WrestleMania.
I'm not done with you yet, Lesnar.
I guarantee it. I didn't want to hear after him ever.
There's no bass in his voice. You're right.
Not at all, and that's why every time he's been heel, that heel when he split up with the Shield and that run he went on was incredible because. Bro.
Rollins needs to get his flowers. People will always say, like, especially in today's landscape, you know, Omega is the best wrestler in the world, and of course, Omega is working in places where they're not capping his ability. 100%. Like, he can do whatever he wants in the ring. Rollins is literally as good as these people, but because he's working for WWE, they've got certain things that he can't do and all of that kind of stuff. When he gets to WrestleMania, we always see him pull out a little something extra because it's the big stage. But like, Rollins needs his flowers with the whole question of the people in the best of the world right now. Rollins is up there, like 100% in character, in ability, all of that kind of stuff. Seth Rollins is that good.
Yeah, his character is like, it reminds me a bit of like the Joker. It's a mix of like loads of different things, but I love it, man. And Yeah, man. I just think this match can kill it. This match can kill it. I'm excited to see what Seth does, man. I know. I already know Edge's. I know both of their wrestling abilities, but Edge never has anything to prove to me. Like his edge and his what it is.
Yeah.
But I also feel like Seth's gonna pull something out. And you're right. He can wrestle with the best. I think that's why you always used to have them Twitter spats with other wrestlers from companies on it, because they'll say something and in his head he's like, "Yo, I'm as good as you. I know what you're talking about."
Yeah, there's the evidence just hasn't been documented in today's day and age. Obviously, if you go back and watch Ring of Honor and all of that stuff, you'll see the glimpses of excellence.
Yeah.
But with his experience now and everything he would have learned, Seth is up there. Seth is 100% up there.
100%. I wish. I know I know about business too much to know. Like I realize why WWE do certain things, and there's the certain. I mean, there seem to be over the last 2 weeks going a little bit edgier in that. Because I swear I've seen Natty call someone an effing bitch in the ring on Raw. She didn't it? She was like, "Oh, you're effing."
I've seen that.
Whoa. Seth was swearing the week before and that. Drew McIntyre's blood this week didn't turn black and white on YouTube. Normally the screen.
They just left it. Yeah.
So I don't know, but I wish they could go even a little bit edgier, because even just hearing Arn Anderson talking about shooting man's head off, I was creeping.
Man, like Glock Anderson.
That guy's amazing, bro. Man, I don't want to come like you on my team, bro. You're the kind of guy that will shut your car door or blow a man's head off. I'm like,
that's what I want to hear. It's true.
This is the guy. Amin says Savage Saudi Arabia is so hot. Yeah, it's boiling. It's boiling, but they got the money, man. They'll have air conditioning, all that, all that business. Graham says, I'm looking forward to acknowledging yourself and the tribal chief. You know, like that, bro. Roman's a G still. Come on now. Shout out to Martel Thomas in the chat. Shout out to you, brother. Luther says it would definitely have blood. I hope so, man. I hope so. That is a match what you would end up bleeding on it. So, Nima, the only thing I hate about PG is that you can't have blood in match. Yeah, exactly. Epic Gamer says cancelled Hell in a Cell pay-per-view and Get Back Evolution pay-per-view. Evolution pay-per-view is the women's one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Honestly, if they brought back the women's pay-per-view right now, it'd be terrible. And it wouldn't be their fault either, but it wouldn't be very good.
The stories aren't there to make it mean anything.
There's no story, none at all. Moving on to the next match. Biggie versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. We spoke a bit about Drew McIntyre earlier on in the show, so I have to keep on him for too long. But for me, this is quite simple. Biggie beats him, and they put on a great match. I just honestly in this, I don't care about. I just want to see a great match because Drew's going to SmackDown. I don't need. There's nothing to say really, is there?
That's it. Biggie. This is just the first of many good challenges Biggie's gonna have in his title reign. They've put someone in front of him that is the loss doesn't really hurt him because, like you said, he's going to SmackDown the next night. So Biggie to retain, and hopefully we get a good match from it.
Yeah, that's all I want. I think. I actually think I know that everyone got behind Biggie when he won the title, and they got behind him when he won the Intercontinental title as well. But do you feel like there's this thing where people get behind a person sometimes just because it's the hype in it? Like I was actually behind Biggie. Like I've actually been behind him the whole time. Like, but it's the same with Liv Morgan, and the same thing what happened with Cesaro not long ago, and then Finn Balor. Sometimes people just get behind people because like seems like a nice person, and they're trying their hardest. But he's actually underrated in terms of what he does. He's actually Biggie's dope.
I think we have seen that. Like, obviously, a lot of Big E's actions in the past few years have been within the New Day. They put on entertaining promos, entertaining matches, the Unicorn Stampede, all of that kind of stuff. But even in the last 3 weeks or so since he's been champion and he's been away from the New Day, so to speak, like we've seen he's put on good matches already with the likes of Roman and Bobby Lashley. We've seen his outstanding promo ability just this weekend alone with what he done for the boxing and for the football match in America.
So dope.
Bro, like this guy, now I'm looking at it and thinking, you could have pulled the trigger on my man ages ago. Like you had this sitting here, like, but I mean, everything is timing. Obviously, they need to give him the reign of what he deserves. So Drew will be a brilliant start. I think he's been wrestling Seth Rollins on the house shows, so that's probably the next program for him and Seth after the Edge stuff is done. They've got AJ Styles, like we were mentioning over there, Randy Orton over there. there's definitely names. If they repackage Elias as they plan to, he might be someone they push straight to the top as well. So yeah, hopefully they can just create an excellent run for Biggie whilst he's champion.
I agree. This is not a filler, but yeah, I just think put on a great match, and that's all you need to do. It's in Saudi Arabia. Give the fans what they want. Don't expect the title to change hands at all. Yeah. It's not going to be part of a storyline, even though they've given us a little bit with the having respect for each other and then kind of Drew losing his mind and beating him up, bro. But yeah, man. Amin says in the chat, okay, Biggie's going to win easily, says Nima. Rocky says Biggie. I think everyone's gone for Biggie in the chat, to be honest. Katrina says, for my opinion, Drew would deserve the win. He earns to get it. I don't know. I know everyone does this thing where they're like, everyone's a bit soft in it. Everyone, Drew deserved this moment. Listen, wrestling's wrestling, isn't it? No one planned on the pandemic. It's life. Yeah, he's gonna be around for a while. He's gonna be pushed to be the top babyface on SmackDown. Yeah, you know what I mean? He's gonna get his flowers and the fans and stuff like that. But yeah, man, you know what I mean? He was running things for a whole year, bro. You know what I mean? He lost the title and won it straight back off Randy Orton. So you know what I mean? Yeah, there's your moment.
Yeah, Drew, like we said earlier, if they have the SummerSlam in the UK next year, summer, then I'm pretty sure that's Drew's moment. And they'll give it to him in a big way, possibly beating Roman. So, well, I can imagine that.
Me and Anna were saying last week, if that's the match they're going to give us at SummerSlam, then, you know, for the other title, I'm here for Walter versus Finn Balor. I'm just saying, bro.
Yeah, run it. Like, that was going to happen, innit, before the pandemic. Yeah, run it, 100%.
Because Walter, bro, that dude right there, bro, is that, bro, that's...
You know what? I can't lie. I would love to see Finn Balor in that position. Maybe by then Finn might be WWE champion because apparently they're putting him on Raw. They're going to give him this big push, and that could be for the WWE championship. Or maybe even we get Ilya versus Walter for the UK championship.
Here for it.
Part 3 at SummerSlam. That would be good as well.
Yeah, I'm here for that. That's a good one still. But Walter's my guy, bro. Yeah, everything about that dude, man.
He's sick.
For me, bro, I know that, well, I don't know 100%. I ain't gonna act like I know everything, but I heard him, I think it was when Samoa Joe was injured and he was interviewing them and stuff before matches, and he kind of was alluding to that. He just likes being in Europe, and like he just...
Yeah. He said that so many times.
And if that's the case, it is what it is, isn't it? I'm sure that eventually your hand will be forced and you have to... But if... Like he would be believable for him to beat Roman to me.
100%, bro. And even Dragunov, like at first when he debuted in NXT UK, I didn't really get him until he started bringing this intense side in his matches and not just character wise. Like he's a madman. I saw him. I went to the NXT UK tapings last week. Yeah, and the match they're gonna show tonight on the network, him versus A-Kid. Like watching that live is just like, oh my god, Dragunov he's too intense. He's crazy. Like he's actually mad.
That torpedo thing he does, when he just throws himself into it.
It throws his head. Like, it's mad. It's mad.
Anna says having Drew win, knowing he's going to SmackDown, isn't a way. I can see the company going. Big E to retain, bring back the Langston 5 count for real. Bring back the 5 count, man. That'd be fun. That was dope. We were supposed to get Finn versus Walter in Dublin. I'll be happy with that. Or Ilya versus Walter 3. Yeah, same thing. Yeah, that was the one I was going to go to as well, the NXT TakeOver Dublin. And then the pandemic ruined everything. But yeah, man, hopefully in the future we get some big matches. They can give us SummerSlam, man. Be nice, WWE now. You get me? It's getting at this point, it's getting disrespectful to the UK now. You know what I mean? Starting to take it personal. You know what I mean? It's been too long. Yeah, I mean, I don't care about you lot with your TV timing and that. Well, it's 3 o'clock in the USA. Yeah, 3 o'clock's midday, bro. We have to stay up to 1 o'clock to watch stuff.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah, it's mad. Moving on from there, we'll get into the... I think this is the only women's match on the card, isn't it?
There's only one, the triple threat.
Triple threat match.
Should be a brilliant match, but I can't imagine anything's changing.
Yeah. It's easy for me to just go, Becky's going to win. Now let's just talk about the match. Because she's not going to lose, is she?
The one thing that's just going to annoy me about this whole match and the story is that we're gonna get that stupid segment on Raw or SmackDown where Charlotte and Becky just swap belts, like so annoying. Like, but yeah, I think Becky retains here, but we should get a banger of a match.
I think it'll be a great match.
Yeah.
I've been a bit critical about Becky in the past, but not as a person and not as her character as such. I mean, the man thing started to wear on me a little bit because I felt like it was going to the point of the man thing was. I mean, even when she explained it, it was kind of based on like Ric Flair was like, to be the man, you got to beat the man. He wasn't literally be the man, but then he started to take it into like, let me just be a man, and I'm like,
man,
that's not the thing. And listen, everyone has their own views on how women's wrestling should be and stuff like that. But for me, the best women's wrestling is when they're still feminine and kick ass. I don't need you to be a guy because we've got a male division already. Then that's gonna see. That's why I love Jade Cargill. That's my in my head, I'm like, yo, give me Jade Cargill versus Bianca Belair now.
That is it. Yeah,
they're both feminine as hell. Get me entrance and all that, but when they get in the ring, ass kicking time,
they
like that.
Throw down, yeah.
So, and
it's sorry, I was saying it's like the first The Man run before she went off for the baby she was impersonating, if I can say that, she was impersonating Austin.
Yeah, she was. This
second run now,
she's
basically impersonating Conor McGregor.
Yeah, man, Becky McGregor, bro. I've been saying, bro, listen, even with the jackets and that, and she was using the same lines Conor used. I'm absolutely sorry for nothing.
Yeah,
all that business. Yeah, we get it. You're both Irish, blah blah blah. If that's the case, then you know what I mean. Go impersonate Robbie Keane or something, bro.
Doing cartwheels and bang.
Because at one point, I remember like Conor was champion and Becky was champion at the same time, and like BT. Their faces were on everything, but she was separate in her own right. Now you just sound like you're copying the guy, and the guy's a loser. I don't care what anyone says, bro. Like, I mean, I like Conor to speak and that, bro, but he's been punched up too many times now. Allow me, but I've never been a fan of Becky in the ring, in it. Like some of her NXT stuff were okay, but it always felt a bit sloppy to me and soft. And the more, like, I watched Sasha, she left. You know that thing when she just disappeared for a while. And then on the documentary, she seemed like she was a bit depressed, kind of like, and she said like she lost kind of. She basically saying that she turned into Sasha Banks and lost who she really was. Yeah, she went away, and then I kept seeing. And then when she started to come back, we seen the odd clip of her in Japan and at these random wrestling schools. She came back, and she's been incredible. Like all the little botches she was doing. To be fair, I get it. It's gonna play on your mind, in it, because the thing what she done to Paige, which happens to loads of people, but sadly. It's messed up Paige for good.
The career, yeah.
And there was a few things I've seen her herself, like dive out the ring and land on her neck a few times. So she went away, sorted that out, and she's been dope ever since. The only thing I never liked with Sasha before is when I never liked babyface Sasha because her whole character doesn't.
She's a heel.
You can't call yourself the boss and have an attitude while you're the babyface. So apart from that, she's been dope, and I don't know what.
Look, like you were saying, if we're to rank the 4 horsewomen in terms of who's the best, it's by no means an insult, but Becky's lost. Let's face it. She's lost. Like the rest of them are better than her, and it's not saying that she's completely crap. She's just the 4th amongst the 4. But she got punched in the face by Nia Jax, turned to a star overnight, and it is what it is. So
I think what you said about the first run with the Austin thing, like kind of. I think that was our fault, I think that was the fans' fault. I don't think she didn't have in her head one bit to act like Austin. And I think somebody just mentioned one day, it's kind of like I think I heard a commentator say it once. Once Michael Cole says something, that's what it is. You know what I mean? Every time if he comes out with a quote, it's on WWE.com on a t-shirt tomorrow.
Literally.
So I think he said something like that, and all of a sudden she must have heard, that's me still, but just remember who Austin is, Just remember who Austin is, and it can't be replicated either way because of the times. But you just don't replicate badassness like that. But this geezer was a rebel for real. Now, I did enjoy a little bit when her, Ronda, and Charlotte. There was remember that one fight they had, and Charlotte kicked the head off in the police car.
Yeah, backstage. Yeah. That was proper.
Because that felt real. Because Ronda was trash, but. Yeah, man, I don't know, but we give Becky too much airtime. There's 2 other women in this match, and these 2 women are dope, and they tore down WrestleMania. And this triple threat didn't really need to happen because Sasha was off TV. You can bring her back however you like. Probably shouldn't have brought her back into this because I don't need Bianca looking weaker when I know she's stronger than everyone. And we keep seeing glimpses of it. Like, until last SmackDown, the last SmackDown we just seen when she KO'd from the table. The weeks before that, they were making her like a chump. I'm like, and also, can you explain to me what these these little promos they keep putting on Raw, where all the women are saying the same thing with different words? Stop the foolishness.
That was this past week on Raw, yeah. And it shows you, when we were talking about the women's division earlier, it shows you how poor the Raw women's division is, in the sense of Charlotte Flair has absolutely nothing to do with this story. Yet they are shoehorning her into this because there's nothing going on for her.
Yeah.
There's no ready contender for that championship that she's holding.
Agreed.
So they've had to put her in with these lot to just give her something to do. But yeah, like you said, there's another two other fantastic women in Sasha and Bianca in this. The match is going to be good. The match is going to be very, very good. Again, this is probably another story they have invested quite a lot of time into and built up, reasonably well. I think this, as Becky is champion, probably goes all the way to WrestleMania. And again, I can't see anyone, I can see Becky versus Bianca at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And Bianca beats her for the title at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I can't really see anything else happening in terms. There's no other real contenders. Bayley's not on TV. Asuka's not on TV.
Yeah.
Shayna Baszler, they've just moved over to SmackDown, so she might face Charlotte. But in terms of Raw, there ain't no one else.
Yeah, I got this feeling that they're gonna bring Asuka back as a heel.
That would be fun. It'll be something different.
Yeah, it'll be fun. We'd have to ignore the fact that there's no reason for her to be heel, but. I feel like we have to do that as fans loads. So when people return, we kind of give them a free reign to return how you want. Even though in the past, there's always been a story to why you've returned and are mad. You know what I mean?
And even though when they return, they're gonna get the biggest pop from the crowd as well. Like
I remember Triple H tore his quads and came back in the denim jacket.
It
was one of the biggest pops of all time. I'm like, you do realize
this is a bad guy.
The piece of shit before he left, bro. God. This man running Austin over just a year ago.
Now we're cheering him. Manslaughter.
Yeah, man. But I guess I get it. People are just happy because it's like that happened when I shouldn't laugh here, but remember Roman won the title and then Seth returned for no reason.
He
pedigreed him, but when he left,
was that Money in the Bank?
Yeah, but when he left. I mean, because he hurt himself again trying to powerbomb Kane on it.
Kane, on the house show, yeah.
I'm like, whoa, he was heel as hell, bro.
He was the biggest heel in the company when he left.
Because they hated that Roman. They didn't care, bro. They're like, somebody kick him in his face, please.
Yeah,
bro.
literally.
So, but yeah, great women in this match. Bianca blessed. With a bit of fine-tuning, she can be so good. I think she's dope already, Bianca.
Bro, they've inserted her amongst the top women in the company.
She's dope, man. She's dope. Look at it like this year. They were trying to do that with Rhea in it. And now she's in that stupid tag team what no one cares about. I don't know how that's happened to her, but
it shows you, bro, like her and Bianca were both in the Royal Rumble. They've both finished, winner and second last in the Royal Rumble. They both went on to WrestleMania. They both won titles at WrestleMania. And look where one is now and look where the other is now. Like,
it's absolutely crazy, man. We've seen this happen too many times now. The people with forgettable title reigns and stuff like that. I mean, Asuka's last reign, no one will ever remember it. And it's not her fault, but it just was terrible. Like, most of the time she wasn't defending the title. She was fighting in tag team matches.
In tag matches with Lana.
Very weird. I mean, Lana was everyone's tag partner. She was Naomi's tag team partner. She was Natty's tag team partner. So
it's true.
And if she wasn't someone's tag team partner, she'd get power bombed.
Through tables,
just remember that Lana was the last woman standing at Survivor Series, and she'd done nothing. She stayed on the stairs and done nothing. That's some
pub quiz trivia.
yeah. Always remember that. But yeah, for me, Becky wins this match.
Yeah.
I think it will be in a sneaky way. Please, I'm gonna say please, but just don't end it in a roll up, please. I know they will. Because they've had 172 roll-ups this year already. Something like that. But the roll-ups killing me, man. It used to be for like little sneaky heel move and that. Now they do it for every match. Yeah, but I think I'm just at the point now.
see.
I don't know what it is, man. I don't know if it's just maturity and the way we see wrestling, and you know, we all know what's going on and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
we can give our input. And a lot of the times when we're making storylines, back in the day, I would be like, we can't tell creative what to do because that's. But now I'm like, no, I can because it's very simple.
Yeah,
and the stuff that don't make sense in certain things, even with certain characters, certain people backstage might need to say, yo, for your character, don't do this because it wouldn't make sense that this happens. Like, I remember before on NXT sometimes Bianca would, like, when she gets in the ring, she'd tie her hair up.
Yeah.
Because it don't make sense for you to have that long hair out. I'll just drag it around all match.
Yeah.
And why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I tie your hair to the rope and just leave you in the corner?
Literally.
Or tie you to the rope on the outside so you get counted out because you can't do anything. So, yeah. But,
it's true. Nice part of a character.
Definitely hoping for a great match.
Yeah.
Comment section. But what was everyone saying in the comment section? I don't even know where it was. Yeah, we're going to get to the King of the Ring Queen. I was going to leave that till last, so don't worry about that. In fact, we'll do that next. Sasha will win because everyone else on Raw, they will swap belts. Don't think she'll win, man. Xavier Woods, okay, we're going to get to the King of the Ring anyway. Becky's not losing. Sorry, Sasha. Maybe next time. Still. Anna says, God, I hope they don't do the title swap over again. It messes up the lineage of the title. It decreases the value of it. To make your titles legitimate, it's supposed to be all in the end. Yeah, I agree. They did the same thing with Street Profits and New Day last time, and they did it so basic backstage. Like, yo, can we just swap belts?
You know what? I hated it then. I hated it, but because those are kind of fun-loving characters,
that's why it works.
It got away with, they got away with it.
But
Charlotte and Becky have just been seen on Raw beating the crap out of each other.
Yeah,
and they were on the same team.
Yeah.
So how are they now going to a week later stand in each other's face and give each other's titles?
All I'm saying is, when the swap over, does that mean Charlotte's on 13 titles, bro? Because
you know what? You've got a point. You've got a point because think about it. They class Street Profits as SmackDown Tag Team Champions, yet they never actually won it. It was given to them.
Bro. Listen, Charlotte, just do that for a few more years and that's record. Bro. And listen, I'll say it again because I like the hate, man. Trolls come at me. Ric Flair's record's not real. I said it. I don't care, bro. John Cena's got the most titles.
Yeah, apparently it's over calculated or something, isn't it?
Bro, Ric's won 2 titles in the WWE. 2 of them. 2. I remember one of them he won at Royal Rumble, and then he won another one after that. Yeah. The rest are like NWA, the little cardboard title, you know, them on their Starcade when it's cutting them. I got alligator shoes. I get it, Rick. But you don't see. I get it though, because Booker T was 5-time, so I get it. But still, we gotta be honest about this, because I know John Cena hates everyone when I know when they're saying it to him, he's like, "Listen, I've won the most titles. You know that, but it is what it is." People talking about apparently Paige might return at the Royal Rumble, bro. Paige was my girl, man. So if Anna saying, can you imagine the pop? The pop would be incredible. Do you remember the pop when she returned last time? On Raw. I got a reaction to it on my channel. I swear my son screams like a girl on it. Because he loved Paige, man.
If that was someone they wanted to bring back, as again, the SummerSlam in the UK would be the perfect place.
100%. And she was dope because she was different to everything on the roster.
During the Divas time, innit? Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? But I don't know what happened there, man. And then she got injured. She probably got injured at the right time because that tape came out. Don't want
her misbehaving with Xavier Woods and them, man.
You know, like that. I'm just saying I feel bad for anyone who won that Divas title after her because I seen what happened on that title. Yeah, I seen what happened, bro. So it's, you know what I mean? I swear Charlotte had it after. You might want to clean that title still. Anna says exactly how can you hand over the thing you have battered so many women to hand it over to your arch nemesis and be happy with it. You know what they'll probably do? They'll have Sonya Deville go backstage and shout at someone for no reason, by the way. Why? Listen, I'm beginning to think this Naomi thing seems a bit racist still. Why are you picking on her for, man?
I genuinely think this is what they're portraying is like, you know, the trademark Karen kind of thing at work. I think that's what they're maybe going for.
Listen. If they're not going to explain the reason why she's got a problem with her, there's only one reason I can think of. So just stop it now. Just give us a reason. Because you know the next thing she's going to say is, I don't like people like you. And then I'm going, what you mean?
Yeah, that'll be mad. But what's even worse right now is Adam Pearce is just standing there watching it all happen.
Just standing there. He's
Yeah,
just,
man,
bro.
it's nuts.
Why is one of them not on one show and one on the other?
Why do they both need to be together? It's true. It's so true. Like,
and yeah, man. And Sonya Deville's just gonna return to wrestling to fight Naomi just because.
I don't even think she's. I think she's trolling Naomi.
I think so. I think yeah. I got a feeling that when the match gets announced and she's supposed to come out, she's gonna send like 3 women out to beat her up.
I just think she's gonna come out maybe on the phone and say I'm too busy or something like that and walk back. I don't think anything's gonna happen.
It's so deep. Savage, you hear WWE cancelled the December pay-per-view? I didn't hear that. Is that
I haven't heard that, but I heard somebody say that WWE are going back to what do they call it? Like brand pay-per-views. So remember when it used to be like Smackdown used to have its own, Raw used to have its own, but they'll come together for the big 4. I heard someone say that the other day.
We haven't had that since like 2018, I think.
Yeah.
Because that back then when I was going to the house shows and that, I remember like Dean Ambrose on SmackDown and Backlash on SmackDown.
Yeah.
To be honest, there's too many pay-per-views in it.
So that might actually be better for specific brands to actually you only see them every 2 months. Then they have a pay-per-view. So
I agree.
We'll see.
They are. Did you hear about I think they've cancelled the December one because they've got a New Year's pay-per-view. Have you seen that?
I did see they announced that.
It's called One Day or something, bro. I swear.
Is this the one they're gonna do on New Year's Eve?
Yeah. It's just called One Day in Atlanta.
Is that what they called it?
Yeah, I did a video on it a few weeks ago. I think it's just called Day One or One Day. Oh no, man.
Day One. I think it's called Day One.
Yeah. It sounds like it's so special to me, bro. I don't know.
It's mad. But I think at the same time, sorry, I think it's because I think if I'm correct, maybe Royal Rumble is like very late in January this year or next year, should I say? Okay. So maybe that's why they're doing it.
They need to make everything seem special, man. And if AEW did they have 4 pay-per-views at the moment?
Yeah, something like that. 4.
I think AEW could add another 2 at least, and WWE could take away some because sometimes they come to you thick and fast and
they're meaningless.
Like I don't think we did. I actually forgot that Extreme Rules was the last thing we watched until I went through my own YouTube history. I was like, oh yeah, there's Extreme Rules. We didn't really need it. I think it's time to stop naming pay-per-views after wrestling matches now.
After matches, yeah.
You know what I mean? Put Money in the Bank back at WrestleMania. And or put it at SummerSlam or something. We don't need a whole Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Because there's 2, because now we have the women's one as well. It's centered around those 2 matches. And everything around it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it's
true. Know what I mean? The only excitement we have is maybe somebody cashes in, but even that's getting predictable now. No one wants to hold on to the briefcase anymore. The fun of pretending to cash in and not cashing in, Deontay says, who is next for Nikki Cross and Rhea Ripley? No one. Somehow, I don't know how they're going to do it, but somehow they have to get rid of them titles because there's not enough women. There's just not enough women. There's not enough tag teams. So I don't know. Anna says Paige was the perfect anti-diva. Great wrestler gimmick, great character, great promos, perfect kick-ass. Yeah, she was. She actually was. For Paige, if she was there now, feuding with somebody like Carmella, who is everything about being sexy and being the
looks and stuff. Yeah.
The only thing is, Paige got a bit sexy on it.
Yeah, I mean, when she got older, it's true.
She used to be a bit gothy. She got a bit sexy, so now it's like, yo.
Yeah, you can't really chat to you tough.
Eric says, "Stop Savage. What if Sonya don't face Naomi and Sonya introduces Naomi's old friend Cameron? That would be shocking." Cameron, she follows me on Instagram for some strange reason.
Oh, is it? Cameron came out and said, I think it was about 2 weeks ago, that she's actually pitched to return. She's actually spoken to Vince and pitched to return and to be in a tag team with Naomi. Yeah, she said that I think 2 weeks ago. So,
well, okay. We'll see, man. We'll see. Do you think WWE will merge titles, Raw and SmackDown? Nah, I don't think they will. Not if they're going to go back to specific pay-per-views and stuff like that. Yeah. AEW, in my opinion, doesn't need more pay-per-views because they do special dynamites. That's true. That's true. I do think as time goes on, and this is nothing against AEW, but as much as how great they are, there is still a little bit of that is to do with things being brand new and you know what I mean. You'll have like it felt like Grand Slam just came after something quite quickly. You know what I mean? Like they announced Rampage started, and it's got we got Grand Slam, but eventually, and it's nothing against them. People will end up fighting each other, and you'll run out of this. You know what I mean? And then you have to focus just on storylines.
Yeah.
Whereas at the moment they're in dream match land where because so many people are fresh, they can fight. They've got like 12, 18 months of people to fight Daniel Bryan because they can just keep switching it and CM Punk and Adam Cole, so they can keep going. But yeah, well, I do agree. I think you're right. Anna says Royal Rumble is on January 29th. Oh yeah, you was right, bro. 29th. Jeff Samuel, Sub Savage, Biggie retaining Drew. Smackdown, in my opinion, Drew snaps and cost Brock the match. And cost Brock the match. That's crazy, man. Viper would. Love from India, shout out to you, man. Let's go into the final match in terms of the W Championship, and then we'll talk King of the Ring and Queen's Crown or whatever that stupid thing's called. They ruined it already. They're ruining it already. But yeah, this match, come on now. This is the Tribal Chief. This man is quality, you know, like that.
Literally.
Now, we should call this match Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, featuring Paul Heyman, because there's something going on there.
100.
And that is the beauty of this match. The story, we really just don't know. As much as Paul's bowing down to Roman and getting on his knees and all that business, he's got 20 years of relationship with Brock. And I've watched him turn on Brock before. I remember him turn on Brock.
The Big Show one, yeah.
Yeah. At one point on SmackDown, they put him in a match against Brock. Come down in his shell shoot and that, yeah? Low blows. I'm going to ask you what you think on this, and then I'm going to...
It's a mad one, bro. Like you're saying, like I expect Roman to retain. I would love it to be a very dominant kind of display. You know, this kind of stuff we've seen Brock Lesnar do to Roman in the past, like Roman to completely manhandle my guy. But there is the X factor is Paul Heyman. Like is he going to do something mad, like pick up a chair and be standing behind Roman, and Roman misunderstands and thinks he's about to get hit with the chair, even though maybe Paul's getting it to give to Roman to hurt Lesnar with? There's just so many variables with Paul Heyman being there. And I've been saying it for the past few weeks. Paul Heyman has been excellent in this story.
He's dope, bro.
He has been fantastic with just making us all feel like, where does he stand with this? Is he working for Lesnar? Is he working for Roman? Is the whole Roman stuff just a facade? Like, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. But yeah, I think Roman's gonna retain. I
think what's dope about it as well is like he doesn't even the backstage segment between him and Roman's asking him stuff about Brock. He doesn't really just lie to Roman and go, "I don't talk to him at all." He kind of tells him,
"Yeah."
I have to talk to him," and Roman kind of agrees, like, "Okay, but." What's going on, though? And Roman paranoid as it is, so he's just looking at him like, yeah. But listen, I don't know what it is, but I'm convinced that it's not Brock Rome that Paul's talking to on the phone. He keeps having these phone calls and Kayla keeps catching him, but I just can't see it being Brock. And one of them backstage, it didn't sound like he was talking to Brock either, the way he was speaking.
So that would mean, so you think definitely then when Brock does his promos and stuff and he's saying Paul said this and that, you think Brock's just stirring the pot then?
Yeah, I think Brock's talking rubbish. I
hadn't even thought of that, you know.
Yeah, I think Brock's talking rubbish and that. And you can't tell with Brock because he keeps doing that stupid laugh. And he's just got this big grin on his face. I'm like, flipping hell, man. How can man be so dangerous and have this look on his face? He just seems very comfortable about things. And
you're right, you know. I haven't even.
And another thing about Brock is we always expect Brock to like be part-time, innit? But because he doesn't speak in real life and is the one person dirt sheets can't get anything on because he doesn't like people. I'm convinced this guy doesn't even have a phone, bro. I think he has a house phone. Yeah, I mean, if you miss the call, he misses the call, innit?
Yeah.
Because they can't get that, it means we don't know anything about him. So we're all thinking Brock's part-time, and he might just be like, nah, you know what? For the next 12 months, I'm just going to be here, and then I'm gone. You never know. You don't like people.
It's true.
I don't know what's going on. All I know in this match is I think Roman's going to win. I think Brock might like terrorize Paul a bit in this match. You know, like when he'll like suplex Roman or something, slide out the ring and kind of threaten Paul. And there'll be parts in the match where we think Paul's going to turn on Roman.
Yeah, that's what I think we're going to get a lot of.
Yeah, I don't know, but it might be.
Even the Usos, you know, they might come down to the ring to like supervise Paul Heyman, or maybe we'll get a skit on the Saudi show beforehand, before the match, where Roman's giving the Usos instructions to watch Heyman just in case, or he tells Heyman to stay in the back, or so I don't know. We're gonna get
You're right, man, because it all seems too comfy, and he went over to Raw to make sure the Usos could stay on SmackDown, and it seems a bit too much like Paul's a bitch. And he's a bitch, but he's not at the same time. He's smarter than everyone. So even the way, remember the thing what he done on SmackDown where he explained to Roman, that would be stupid for me to do all these things. I'm like, did you just tell him your whole plan? While saying
literally, he could have,
because it sounded like it.
Mind games, bro.
And I don't trust WWE either. So we're all thinking Roman's going to keep the belt to WrestleMania, but they could just take it off him. It's Brock Lesnar at the end of the day, and the Saudis pay big money, bro.
And I was just about to say, we've just done this whole predictions and we haven't had one title change.
You see what I'm saying? It's big money, bro. Millions. You seen last time Brock, Roman, Undertaker all having dinner together around that table, Braun and that. Bro, I don't know, bro.
But I must say, if this is a way for them to put the title on Brock Lesnar and then, you know, to turn Roman face to chase it back. Don't run that. And no one wants to see that. Everyone's enjoying this Roman run right now. Like, we can't see that. Unless they want to keep Roman as a heel and make him chase it, make him be dominant and beat Lesnar for it again.
I think the next big story for Roman, once he loses that title, is watching him go crazy trying to get it back. He'd be so good. He'd be so good. But Paul never physically gets involved in matches, is it? He hasn't done that for like 15 years. I have a feeling that, I don't know, man. I feel like Brock's going to terrorize him. He might not put his hands on him. He might just like wind him up in the match. Maybe keep getting up in his face and stuff. Making Paul, because remember, Paul's going to be on the outside and he's always screaming stuff. But if he's screaming stuff this time, it's against Brock. Brock's going to hear him. You know what I mean? Pin him, Roman! Don't let him get up, Roman! Spear him! He's going to hear it. Couple suplex cities, roll out the ring. What are you doing, Paul? What are you doing, Paul? and I think he might get physical. I think he might do that to Paul to the point where he might just push him on the floor and something where Paul's just like, you know what? Safe. And it might be something little, like Paul just grabs his leg. Something tiny, What gives Roman the opening to give him a spear? He's got to win by spear, because if he gives Brock the guillotine, I'm going to laugh my ass off, bro. I'm going to laugh my ass off, bro. Because Brock ain't going to tap out. He'll just pass out and he'll never tap out.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm going to go with that. This is nice though, isn't it? This is a nice feeling to not know.
This is how it should be. This is how it should be. And this is what we've been lacking. We've been watching Roman having this great run, defending it and having great matches with Jey Uso, with Kevin Owens, Cesaro, all of these man. But deep down, we all knew none of them are beating him.
Exactly.
Now he's facing someone that can beat him. Yeah. And there's the Joker card in Paul Heyman as to this could help or hinder Roman at the same time. This is how you write a story. Like,
it's dope, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, unless... Nah, I'm not even going to troll. I'm about to say unless Brock goes for a suit and start press and then the ring breaks. You know, like that.
I don't think the Saudi Arabia man them have paid enough money for Brock Lesnar to ever try a shooting star press again.
I can't lie, bro. Even that Extreme Rules, bro, that part of the match is the last part where I thought Roman was going to lose. Because it turned into a movie trailer for 2 minutes. And I was damn near... Bro, I was damn near going to break something on my reaction. I was losing my mind. I was like, no. The turn fin into a trout on the floor. He started flopping around like a fish. And then his music... And as soon as his music didn't go off, I got so scared. I was like, this sounds like the perfect trailer where he wins and then... Yeah.
I'm a big Finn fan. I have been since Japan.
It's so dope.
I love Roman, and Roman is my number one guy in all of wrestling. For a very long time, he has been, since maybe 2014.
That's my
Shield.
guy, yeah, facts.
But I was ready that day at Extreme Rules for Finn the Demon to beat him, because, like you said, it was very cinematic and somewhat cheesy. But like,
but still,
he's the demon. He's the demon, so it made sense. Like, until the top rope broke and
God said no. And
God said no. And I'm even annoyed somewhat they didn't play up on that. Because
Roman
thanked God in the middle of the ring. Roman thanked God. He said thank you. He done the sign of the cross and everything. And they Smackdown happened and they didn't even play up on it. Like Roman should have come out and said, I'm God's favorite champion, not the other guy.
Trust me.
He should have played up to it.
God still got beef with Vince McMahon from their matches, like that. So listen, for the younger viewers in here who hasn't gone and watched wrestling back yet, just know that Vince went up in a church and was talking smack to God, bro, with Shane. You're talking smack to him, bro. The holy roller, like that, bro.
Vince fears nothing. I swear down, bro.
Fears man. Yeah, you're right though. Listen, I've been saying this. Yeah, things being predictable ain't always a bad thing because usually you can only go two ways anyway. This person wins or that person wins. It's how they do it. You know what I mean? Sometimes we're not mad if we know someone keeps the title as long as the match is great, the story's great. But this one, I actually have no idea about. I want Roman to win, and I think he's going to win as well. But yeah, how he does it, we don't know. Now, obviously, that's probably going to be the last match on the Crown Jewel. But they will be crowning a king and queen also, which is very weird to me that they're going to squash all this into a pay-per-view. I've got the bracket up here of the King of the Ring. The male one, I'm not too mad at. But the women's one,
it's been a disaster, bro.
Listen, I can't believe that Liv Morgan hasn't got further than the first round. That's crazy.
It's my biggest question is why do it? If you're not going to give it the time it deserves, if you're not trying to forward and advance stories, if you're not trying to make us feel like any of these women are special, why are you having this tournament, bro? I saw a graphic on, I can't remember who posted it. I think the Sports Keeda.
Yeah.
And each of the matches, the longest match out of all of these was the first round match between Natalia and Doudrop. And that was 3 minutes long.
Yeah, they've all been long. Yeah.
Every other one has been less than 3 minutes. I think one of them was a minute and a half.
Bro, put it this way, the SmackDown crown matches.
Yeah.
Both matches were shorter than Roman's entrance.
Imagine.
And I'm not on about separately. I'm on about combined. I'm talking about Roman's entrance was longer than the matches put together.
Just don't do the tournament. If you don't care about the tournament, don't do it. Like, simple as.
It would make sense that if they ever brought back the Women's Evolution to put it on there and give them their own time, because you need time on screen, man. Yeah. And a lot of the women are not cemented characters, and I don't mean like they've not been around for a long time. I just mean that they haven't broken into the Sasha and Charlotte and Becky part of
that level.
And for me, the whole thing over the last 2 months, 3 months, in fact, since Money in the Bank, when everyone thought Liv Morgan was going to win, and then Nikki just crawled over her body and no one even tried to stop her. Listen, Oscar, but listen, I watched you just watch her and not do anything about it. You just watched her get the briefcase. But since then, everyone's like, okay, Liv Morgan got to do this. Then they made this big thing like Liv's going to fight at Extreme Rules. Then they put it on the kickoff show against Carmella. Then she fought Carmella again on SmackDown. So you're just going to keep putting her against Carmella. Then you put her against her again, and then, yeah, man, I just don't understand. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of women who need a little bit more elevation. Zelina needs it as well as Liv Morgan and stuff like that. But just looking at the bracket, bro. Surely, listen. I'm just gonna say my prediction is that Doudrop wins the whole thing, and I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about it at all. I know what they're doing. And people might not like it. I'm not being disrespectful to Doudrop. I actually liked her as Piper Niven. I've been watching her.
Piper Niven's very good, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a new person to it, but I just know what they're doing, man. I know when WWE are following trends and going with the time and looking around social media and seeing what everyone's talking about. Even when people deserve stuff, I still know that WWE are not doing it because of that. If you think it's surprising that all of a sudden, in the year we had last year, that we had the most black champions we've ever had in the year of the whole George Floyd thing.
Black Lives Matter.
You're absolutely crazy if you think that didn't have anything to do with it. Now, the lucky thing for us was they all actually deserved it. Like every single one of them.
And they performed and they carried it beyond the tokenism of just giving it to them. Yeah, you're right.
100%. So but I don't know. I see like everything online's body positivity, and obviously Dewdrop, she's a bigger lady and stuff like that. I think she's lesbian. I'm pretty sure.
No. She just got married to a guy. She literally in the last month or so, she just got married.
But I see the body positivity thing, and I'm like, okay, you see where you're gonna go with this. Now you've just had Shayna tearing everyone up, so by that right, it looks predictable that she'd win. I'm not mad at her not winning, as long as you make her lose in a weird way, and she can't just get battered because that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But I don't know who you think is going to win, but obviously the semi-finals is Dewdrop and Shayna.
I mean, to be honest, I understand your way of thinking. I agree with your way of thinking. She wouldn't be my choice. Shayna Baszler, the Queen of Spades, would be my choice to win the Queen's crown. However, I think it's going to be Carmella.
Yeah, bro, listen, me saying that Dewdrop's going to win isn't my choice. That's
it's not your preference, yeah.
Oh no. Listen, bro, that's not what I think at all, bro. Not at all. In fact, me looking at the characters and stuff like that, I do agree. Like sometimes I shouldn't judge people against other people's standards and that. Because to be fair, apart from King Booker, most people didn't follow along with the whole King thing after. He went into it. He's the greatest king of all time, and just behind him, Macho King, I think. You know what I mean? They went into it. So a couple of people tried, like Baron tried at the beginning, but that stupid vest was enough to put me off. You know what I mean? So, and a few people, you know what I mean? We've had big winners who didn't follow it. Austin didn't follow it around. Brock Lesnar didn't follow it around. Kurt Angle didn't follow it around after like 2 weeks. Billy Gunn, none of these people did. So it doesn't have to be that, but you have to hold it in high regard. So if you do win, I want to see you mentioning it every time. That should be on your Titantron name all the time. I'm the king. I think in terms of characters, Carmella is the one who probably can run with it and make it seem like this is massive that I've won this. She's going to say that I'm the most beautiful queen, innit? She's going to say I'm the most beautiful queen, all of this. Shayna is the Queen of Spades, and it does make sense that, but I can't see what she does after that with it.
Yeah.
Unless she just wins it and then takes the little thingy, what's it called? The staff. I think what you hold, and just snaps it over her knee,
breaks it,
and then rips up the gown and kickstone the throne, and she's like, I don't need it. But I agree with you. I think Shayna would make sense to win, but I think Carmella could win. But I think it's going to be I think if Dewdrop beats Shayna, no one beats her in the final. I can't see it.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And it wouldn't make sense either. Why would we let someone beat Shayna and then lose in the final?
Yeah.
So
I mean, you pick Dewdrop for the reasons of like the social kind of sphere of the world these days. Carmella is very much my pick just because of the outrageousness character that she could carry this with. So yeah.
But I think, listen, shout out to all them women. They can all do something with it. A lot of the times when I'm judging it, I'm not judging it on what they can do. It's what WWE would do with them or allow them to do so. I'm a bit worried about Zelina Vega, to be honest, because she returned and then
I don't even know why she returned. I don't know why they brought her back and kind of haven't done anything with her.
Nah, she had to deal with that whole thing about the 9/11.
Yeah, that was poorly handled.
You know what I mean? And I'm sure that as much as everyone likes to think this doesn't happen, but I'm sure when they get home and Alistair's like, how was work? And Alistair's like, it was cool, man. Tony Khan, so cool. And there's like, how was work? I had a 2-minute match. I lost.
Yeah. It's mad.
Eventually, he's going to be like, hold on. Alistair Black's character, or Malachi Black, doesn't need a woman, but he can have one. He could easily have one. It would work. And she's great as a manager. We already know that. So
I don't know why she just didn't become Andrade's manager.
She was so dope as his manager.
Them two fit like a glove, like 100.
Yeah. Guys, we'll get into the comment section, read all your comments. We're just going to go into the mail one. This is the... listen, give it to Xavier Woods now, man. Stop the foolishness.
Bro, they're making... or should I say, he's made so much noise about this. I honestly can't see him winning it. And Jinder Mahal... again, it's who's going to play the character of the king. Jinder Mahal is probably the best bet there. Xavier Woods, although I know for him, this is his WWE title if he wins.
Yeah.
But are they gonna have him as king and Kofi next to him doing what?
Okay, you're a G still, because I was just gonna say that to you. As much as I think Xavier's been pushing for it. You know that he'd lean into the character because he's a comic guy, and
definitely.
To be fair, all the men in this would lean into it. I think Finn's character will be the one what doesn't. I know they can do the Demon King thing, but they're not. The demon just lost, so they ain't gonna do that. And pop the collar Finn ain't gonna be king, bro. That just doesn't work for me. But Sammy, bro, listen.
Sammy could do it, yeah.
This guy's incredible, and he's been used so wrong. Why did they not lean? The conspiracy thing is one of the most genius things. He made a documentary. Can we see the documentary?
That easy bit of content they could have just put out on WWE.com or on the network or something like that.
He's so good. I don't know if you've seen. I watched the episode of The Bump when they were talking about the draft, and they had Montez and Bianca on there doing like a mock draft.
Yeah. I saw that.
And no one drafted him, so he phoned in, and he was on his car, and he's like, I pulled the car over. He's like, I see no one's drafted me. How come my name's not on there? It's a conspiracy. I'm like, this guy's incredible.
Yeah.
And we've seen. Just remember that Jinder was the modern day Maharaja, who is a prince, and he would lean into it.
Yeah,
he would. And WWE do like to do stuff in terms of marketing. Listen, India's got
to other markets.
Bro, they got 1.2 billion people in their country, bro. Like it's a lot. You know what I'm saying? And
why wouldn't you do it? Yeah, you're right.
I've seen what happens when Great Khali's over there. He's like a celebrity.
King, yeah, literally.
So, honestly, I don't know. You're probably right. It doesn't make sense for Xavier to run around as king while Kofi's just standing next to him because that's just a bit weird. He ain't going to be the jester, is he? So, unless he wins and Kofi celebrates with him, but then he starts to become very obnoxious with it, like to the point where Kofi's like, it's over now. You won the King of the Ring, but can we go back to tag team? And he's like, nah, I'm not tag team wrestling these peasants. I'll watch you.
And it drives like a wedge between the New Day. 100%. Sort of thing. That'll be brilliant.
Because I've always said with the New Day, and they've said it themselves loads of times in it, they wanted to break the mold of having the faction what has to break up and all that stuff. You don't have to. You can just make it seem like it's a possibility because one of you something's gone to your head. You know what I mean? Now Biggie's gone to the other brand. Used to it together. Let's be honest, they've got nothing apart from fighting in certain tag team matches again, what we've already seen.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be mad at it, man. I wouldn't even be mad if it got to the point where Kofi and Xavier had to have a fight, but they just hugged at the end. You know, I don't even care. You know, like Kofi knocks the hell out of him to the point where it's like, you're not the real king and you're going to lose your friendship. He starts crying, give him a hug. I don't care, bro. But we need something because they're great guys. They take their craft seriously. They buy into anything they do. I'm pretty sure there's probably a lot of the stuff they've done, they've come up with their own ideas, and I'm pretty sure a lot of the stupid things WWE's tried to get involved, and they're like, all right, then we'll just go with it. And so, but yeah, who is your final pick for that?
I think I'm gonna pick Jinder Mahal.
Yeah, I got a feeling, you know, because has he still got Shanky and Stanky next to him?
I said Shanky and Stanky.
Nah, because you know they'll be the jesters, bro. They won't mind being lackeys, bro. You know what I mean? They're done with the long arms and that, bro. He's got long arms.
Shanky and Stanky, you know.
I'm telling you, bro, that Shanky Don's got long ass arms, bro. Man can scratch his ankles standing up. I don't know why, but listen, this might be the most torn I've been. I actually don't know. I see so many. It's because we're thinking in the future and what comes of it, and if Finn loses, it means that the next thing he goes into has to be serious. It has to be, and he has to be the guy that either wins the feud or wins the title, because he was doing great on NXT, and you can't keep doing this thing where you bring your man up just to, I don't know. It's a weird thing. Sami Zayn seems like the guy is a company dude on it, so he's just like, I'll do whatever for the brand, but he deserves something.
100%.
Xavier kind of doesn't need it as much as he would want it.
As much as he wants it, he doesn't need it. You're right.
And then Jinder actually does need it. He actually does. Like, no one cares about Shanky and Stanky.
But this, for Xavier, now that we say he doesn't need it, this could be his single success, because let's be honest, is Xavier Woods ever going to become WWE champion?
Nah, I always thought that the highest to get to is US title.
Yeah.
And now, because I always had a thought of them all having the title at the same time. I know they could have the tag team titles and one of them had the championship, but you're probably right, man. I just have this feeling that Xavier as a champion would be the next great thing since Booker T. I think he would really take it serious.
Bruv, there was a time in maybe 2016, 17, 2018, that era of SmackDown, when they entered Xavier Woods into a United States Championship tournament.
I know what you're on about. He was dope.
Bruv, they should have let him win it, and they free-birded the United States Championship amongst the New Day.
Bro, he's so dope. People don't even realize how good he is because the other two, like Kofi's always been the main. It's Kofi and it's been around for time.
Yeah.
And Biggie's a big guy, and everyone was pushing for him because he can fight against the big heavyweights. And Xavier's just been there, but anytime you watch these matches, bro, this guy's incredible. I think that the elbow drop is incredible. I don't know how
the match with Ricochet the other day was brilliant. Yeah,
it was dope. So I don't know. I'm gonna listen. I said it. I've been saying Xavier before they even announced it, so I'm gonna go with Xavier. But
hopefully that'll be good. But if they want to do what they usually do and put a heel champion and that's gonna reign as king, then Sammy and Jinder have the best shout in it.
Yeah, they do. They do. Yeah, they do. I agree. We'll get into this comment section, then we'll take questions, and then we'll jump off, man. But man, they missed the trick with this Queen's Crown thing. I'll tell you that. Like, listen, there's still a chance to save it because there's still a chance to save it because nothing's happened yet. You know what I'm saying? Like the final hasn't happened. Then again, I'm still confused about it. I'm so torn. You know what? Oh, listen, well, yeah, I just realised something. It's quite predictable, isn't it? That Sammy can't win.
Why?
He ain't going to be at Saudi Arabia.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, that's him out.
That's done. He definitely not going to be there. So that's Finn in the final. And then if you're going on wrestling ability, then Finn should win in the final.
But then, just as you've said, Balor can't really afford another high-profile loss.
No, he can't. So he has to win on it. This is what I'm saying. He just lost to Roman. The demon died. Yeah, the demon's dead. He ain't coming back. You know what I mean? Hope you got your elite figures because you might not see him again. He's done. He's done. So, you know, Prince Balor, Prince Devitt is going to turn into King Devitt. I'm telling you, bro, he can't.
That's the catch line. That's the Michael Cole line right there. The Prince has turned into the King.
Trust me, them T-shirts are being printed right now. Pat McAfee's going to go crazy, jump on the table and that. He's going to pop his collar.
Yeah, man.
Finn's going to win.
Maybe it's going to be Finn. Maybe it is going to be Finn. Yeah.
Jump in the comment section. So I've been slow in the comment, guys. Obviously, it's hard to keep jumping through, isn't it? Shout out to Elite Squad in the chat, my guy. There is no way that Zayn is winning. Okay, yeah, you said the same thing about the Saudi. I think everyone's picked up on that as well. Sammy can't. Thoughts on Leon versus Jorge Masvidal? Listen, Leon's from my ends, man. Is my dude still. You know what I mean? And goes to my gym and that. Jorge's dope, man. But listen, Jorge Masvidal's kind of overrated. I'm not even joking. I actually like him. I think he's a great guy. I think he's dope on the mic and that. But if you watch his come up through UFC and that, he's had like 2 really major victories and it pushed him on. He was a journeyman before that, doing backyard wrestling with Kimbo and them man there. All time Kimbo,
you know, rest in peace.
You know what I mean? Early YouTube days in that Kimbo was dude. But Xavier Woods will be King Savage. Listen, hope you know what I mean? Unpredictable, highly likely will Zelina Vega, in my opinion. I hope Shayna wins though. Queen Shayna easily. Brocky says I think Jinder will win, but I want Xavier to win. Anna says Sam. Okay, same thing about Saudi Arabia. Deontay says although Carmella needs it more than anyone, she's been having bad luck also. I actually think she don't. You know, her character's actually a really good character. Carmella. Yeah. It's WWE not doing stories, and you can tell she doesn't need it because somehow she's still getting TV time, even though Becky made her like a chump at SummerSlam. Everyone forgets that the match was between Bianca and Carmella. It was about to be. You know what I'm saying? She made her like a chump. She should just threw her out the ring. And then we didn't. You know what I mean? And I need someone to explain to me why Carmella didn't run back in the ring when Becky done the little rock bottom thing to Bianca. Like, it doesn't make sense. But anyway, that's WWE. Are you excited for the supersized SmackDown Savage? I'm never excited for WWE anymore, really. But Roman's on it, so I'm there. You know, like that.
Trust.
King heel Ricochet. He ain't even in the tournament, bro. But you know what? if you think about it, hold on a minute. Because everyone who's in the semi-finals, they're going to have their semi-finals on their respective brands, in it, leading up to it. Because things next Thursday, how are they going to...
So they're not going to... Yeah, that's true. No, so obviously we'll have this week, Friday, tomorrow, and then Monday. Yeah.
Oh, listen, you know what's going to happen, man. Sammy... If they don't want it to make it look obvious, then let someone just beat Sami Zayn up so we can't fight.
Yeah, and they insert someone else maybe.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure, I weren't thinking about it just, but if I go and check online somewhere, he's probably doing the rounds already that Sami Zayn's not going to be there. I tried to stay away from it, but you can't. So
yeah.
Shout out to SC Williams, up Savage Maniac. I will have Woods win it. Kofi, did you see the interview where Kofi said, "I'm chill, I'm not fighting Woods at the end of the story, but I think this can turn Kofi jealous." I mean, he doesn't really have a need to be jealous, though. Kofi's been dope, man. He's done his stuff, but you can't top Kofi Mania, bro. You know
yeah, I think there's more money in, like what you said, rather than Kofi being jealous. Yeah. Xavier Woods and becomes obnoxious.
Yeah, I think so.
Kofi tries to bring him back down to earth.
Yeah,
Xavier's kind of pushing him away, and it drives a little wedge, and it makes everyone think, are they splitting up before Xavier Woods comes back to his senses?
Yeah, I think so. Anna says I can see them doing a Jinder win. Yeah, that's very possible. I think the market is so major, and a big part of their market is India. Just on numbers alone, it's bigger than most places. I think America's got population like 365 million in America, and that's
India's a billion, isn't it?
Yeah, 1.2, and obviously the 365 in America, they're not all wrestling fans. So
yeah, that's true.
So yeah, I can imagine. Challenge Biggie next, in my opinion, will do. The man King of the Ring is unpredictable. I don't know who's going to win. Maniac True Woods want it more. Jinder looks good as a king, and Finn needs to win. Yeah, I can actually see Jinder looking great as a king, to be honest. I can see Balor and Vega winning, says Alexander. Anna says if Finn doesn't win in Saudi, it is a major point from the company showing us all that Saudi shows are not of any consequence. 100%. 100%. Yeah, man. I remember was that match between Brock and Roman at Saudi Arabia last time when he speared him through the cage?
The cage match, yeah.
And Roman clearly won. And
clearly
talking about Brock hit the floor first. Brock's feet ain't on the floor. You're talking about.
Just.
We're gonna watch AEW Dynamite and Rampage together this week. Bro, you can't be speaking for me. I ain't watching it with you guys. You talking about? In my personal, honest opinion, WWE is picking the fight against AEW, and AEW are just like, okay, you want a fight, then you will get it. Nah, I don't think. Listen, WWE definitely pay attention to what AEW is doing, just like AEW pay attention. But I'm honest. I mean this honestly. They are so into their money. I think Vince is doing less and less behind the scenes than everyone thinks. That's why he brought in Nick Khan to be the president, because things are getting changed, and you'd think at some point in certain things Vince will be like, "Yo, that doesn't work. That doesn't work." So I think it's all right, and Tony Khan's net worth's about 4 times bigger than Vince's already.
Yeah.
Vince is focused on making money, and he's getting older, bro. I don't know. You know what I mean? What does it matter? You might remember, like, back in the day with the Monday Night Wars, of course it was about TV ratings, but TV ratings brings in money, and money keeps the company afloat, and that's how you pay the company and become a billionaire. He's already that billionaire now. You know what I mean? So you guys just remember, every time you start thinking about Vince, just know that he's friends with Donald Trump. So don't expect too much. You know, like that. Amin says, where is Pablo Savage? He's actually knocked out on the floor, man. He's sleeping. Yeah, he's a G still. He's a G. Yeah, guys, any questions? We'll do 5 more minutes and then we'll jump off. It's been a long one still, but it's been fun.
It's been
obviously
good.
You know you can come back anytime, bro. You know, like that. So
yeah, man. I just thought let me give you someone to chat to today about this pay-per-view. You'll see if it's consequential or not. Like it was just said in the chat, it usually isn't. But they've I think in this year they've kind of tried to weave more of their main important stories into doing this, rather than just making this a showcase for Saudi Arabia. I agree. Yeah. You might as well make it. You might as well make it of consequence, and there's no point just keep putting it on every year. Exactly.
I mean, eventually the Saudis will realize what you're doing. They'll clock on. They ain't stupid, bro. These men are billionaires, bro. Like, hold on. How come every time we have this, no one changes title, bro? Like,
exactly, yeah.
It would be funny if Mansoor loses, though. I'll tell you that, bro. That'll make me laugh.
That could be some major good heat for Ali, though.
Yeah, it's actually quite sad, isn't it? Because he just literally just split man up just so Mansoor can fight outside. Yeah. You look through the whole card and everything makes sense apart from that match. I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
In my personal honest opinion, okay, we've done that one already. I think Roman is going to retain that crown jewel. Deontay says King of the Ring could have easily fit Adam Cole, but he's on AEW now. Of course, the King, baby. Of course, it could. That guy is a genius, man. He's actually not been in AEW that long already, and his whole character is just like he just turned all the stuff that he was doing in NXT. He's turned it up, and now you can hear what he's actually saying instead of like he's shouting at people and then you can't hear him. Even when I was watching it, when man went to do the dive and then he ran and then stopped in the middle of the ring, I was like,
Adam Cole, babe. Adam Cole is the most popular wrestler in the world. I'm convinced. No one can tell me otherwise.
He's so good.
This is the guy that's going to be #1 in AEW, the company, for years to come.
Like, he's so good, man. Good. I can't help but turn into a fanboy when his music hits, man. I can't, bro. We've not even had that music for that long, but it's ingrained.
Brilliant. It's brilliant.
I seen your reaction on that video when he came out. When he first
because that's the night that we all said, okay, we're getting Punk's first match. Even Suzuki was a surprise.
Yeah.
And then Bryan Danielson came out, and we kind of thought that, like, we knew Adam Cole was a free agent, but we never knew he was gonna turn up. And he turned up, and I lost my mind. And remember back in the days, like the minute you would hear the Austin Glass smash, or if you smell, it's the same. Like, it's all about the ball. Like, it's the exact same feeling. Like,
I 100% agree. I was so confused on that whole show because I had this thing before with Daniel Bryan. He's not a social media guy anyway, so he keeps everything close to his chest. And then you start thinking about. I know we just do it as wrestling fans anyway. We start thinking for the person and
start booking stuff.
Because obviously he was talking about he'd always wanted to fight in New Japan and stuff like that as well, and he had the open door. And then I start saying dumb stuff to myself. Well, he's just had a baby, so why would he want to leave his baby to go to Japan? Surely, maybe WWE swerving us and he's going to sign for WWE. You know what I mean? Everyone thinks he's going to come out of AEW, but he's going to turn back. And then I watched the Britt Baker match, and then I seen her do the sunrise. I was like, is she trolling me, or is Adam Cole coming? So I was blown away, man. That's fantastic. That's always going to go down as one of the whole thing's going to go down as one of the biggest moments in wrestling history. Not modern wrestling, just wrestling history altogether. It was so dope. But you're right, Adam Cole. I fought it the whole time on NXT anyway, man. They had some geniuses down there. We had all these feuds between them all. Look at all the people that's come from there, bro. And how WWE just Aleister Black, Adam Cole, Johnny Gargano.
I said they need to be concerned. They really need to be concerned. They're saying they don't watch AEW and all this stuff. You need to be concerned because even at the rate you're letting these people go, if these people are not what you think they are, why is your closest competitor picking them up so quickly? Yeah. Because there's something special about them. And these man, like we just said, the Adam Coles and that are going to be the backbone of AEW. Anything AEW does amazingly well in the next 5 years, all of these men that were released are going to have something to do with it. So yeah, it's still very early days, but it looks like the tide is changing.
Exactly. That might be the most worrying thing, that it's so early and it's this popular, because the only thing AEW is going to miss out on for a while, and possibly of all time, like, as fans, I'm not actually a person who cares about ratings and stuff like that. It doesn't make a difference to me, because I've seen rampages where the ratings are trash, and I loved it. So
the show was good, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, it's like reading a movie review and then you go watch it. The movie's dope. I don't care. All right.
Yeah, you got to form your own opinion. Yeah.
AEW are looking at different ways of doing stuff. They're talking about streaming services, probably HBO or something like that eventually, because they're going into modern times and changing things around. This isn't AEW their fault. Why I don't think they'll ever catch up to WWE, and they're a global marketing beast, and it WWE.
Mm.
And the thing, it's because where wrestling is in the world, isn't it? Like, things have changed from back in the day. The kayfabe changed from back in the day. Casual people are watching wrestling less and less. Not just WWE, just wrestling in general.
Yeah,
that's why the ratings back. If this was a ratings fight back in the day, we'll be fighting between 4 million and 5 million, not 1.2.
Not 1 point this, 1 point that. You're right. Yeah,
which means that AEW's done really good, because to be even close, most of their fans, not just me, like people like me and you, but most of the fans are hardcore fans in it.
Mm-hmm.
So to get casuals in means a lot of them are going to have to be kids in it. You have to get the kids in as well. That's going to be the harder thing. But let's be honest, I don't think they care. And Tony doesn't need the money. So if it's just about being the better company in terms of wrestling and not caring about being the bigger company, then AEW will win eventually. But if you try and talk about being the bigger company, it's never going to happen. They've got 30 years head start on you. And, well, not 30 years since like Raw and that, but they've got the head start on you, and they've got like, you can go into weird Asda and stuff and pick up WWE towels, and that's what I'm talking about. That kind of thing where, you know what I mean? But they're going to get close to it.
100%.
Listen, it just makes wrestling more exciting anyway. So, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. Of course, everything can't stay perfect with AEW. So there will be people in the future that the more people that come in, people will leave, and then they'll start talking rubbish. I was watching the AEW first, and now I'm on WWE because blah, blah, blah. I seen Brian Cage had a problem not long ago. You know what I mean? But let's be honest. And one thing I want to take away is we, as fans, let's not care about the stuff that really don't matter to us.
Don't concern us.
They don't matter. The ratings don't matter. If you enjoyed the WWE pay-per-view, then you enjoyed it. You know what I mean? If Raw was good to you, don't be going to check the ratings and then tell them it was trash. Just tell me it was trash. It's quite
exactly.
It's a bit mad.
That's exactly it.
Last roll of the comment section. Guys, do you think it's just because it's in Saudi they will have Brock win the title just because of shock factor? The thing is with Brock Lesnar is him ever winning a title is never going to be a shock because he's very legitimate and winning stuff. Like, people are going to have to respect Brock more as time goes on, and when he finishes, he's one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, bro. His character's
100%.
His characters never fell off. Yes, there was a stage when it was that Seth Rollins and Brock thing where he just wasn't showing up, so it was bothering people. And that was more to the fact of there's just not a WWE title on TV because it's missing. But Brock, as overall, he's actually, who's been there as long as Brock? There's Brock, Randy, and R-Truth. And that's it, who's left.
Well, Brock still feels special. They've kept him as this marquee guy.
100%.
And people say, yeah, he's only good for this part-time stuff. But like I always say, Brock in 2003, when he was on TV every week, this guy was excellent. Like,
bro, listen,
he's not a one-trick pony as people watching today and see Brock Lesnar today would think. This guy has range in everything. He has the comedy. He's obviously got the fierce side of it. He's obviously got the ability in the ring. Yeah. Like he was talking way more on the mic back then as well. Like,
yeah, man, all the stuff with Eddie Guerrero on it.
All of that. All the stuff with Kurt Angle.
That's why I always try and get people to, like, I'm trying to say to some of the younger, because a lot of people want to speak to me in the chat, they're like, I started watching wrestling like 2015 and that. I'm like, you have no idea what you're missing out of. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to, you've got the network, go back and watch it, because trust me, people think that Brock just suplexes people, then you don't know about Brock in it. You know what I mean? He's earned the right to be suplexing, man.
Thank you. I was just about to say, you don't know the groundwork he has put in to then leave the WWE, go on his own ventures, go to play American football, go to UFC, to come back to now deserve this spot of I can do the bare minimum, get paid the absolute maximum, and my character will always be protected.
People forget that in between that he nearly died with his illness.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Man had half of his intestine removed. And he's still wrestling, man, and putting people over. The part that no one even realizes with Brock, because
he does that a lot.
People don't realize with Brock because he does it and leaves. But what people need to realize is by Brock losing and leaving puts the person over even more. You've sent the beast away. Yeah. The thing, all the stuff that he did for Drew, bro, the stuff with Braun, it was making Braun seem like a better character because he was winning the matches, but he was getting battered. Yeah. Braun was tearing him up. Samoa Joe choking him out and stuff like that. He's putting man over, bro. And it's kind of like, it's like, I'll put you over 90%, you do the other 10. And if you fail, that's your problem.
That's on you, And
that's why I don't try and jump on the Vince bandwagon every time, because a lot of them, I'm like, you could do some stuff yourself here. Like, this looks like it's down to you. the story's trash, but if you have to go with it anyway, then be better on the mic. And that I think it's like I think that's where Ricochet falls away, and on the mic is not.
Yeah, he's not a mic man at all. Yeah, it's true.
And because he doesn't have a manager and he's not a heel or anything like that, it means that he has to do these cheesy things. Whereas, you know what I mean? I'm telling you what WWE's lucky about that. I mean, I never know the truth on it, but they're lucky that Velveteen Dream's not around anymore and didn't go to AEW. Because for me, bro, I was watching that character like this.
He would have skyrocketed 100%,
bro. I was looking at this guy like this is the future. Though this guy has everything.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But yeah, man, crazy. I think I've covered most. Savage, how do you feel about the whole Shayna character on the main roster? I find it hard to keep backing her because of this stop-start booking. Yeah, it's how I felt about Nia as well. I know everyone was with the Nia hurting people and all that business. Yeah, I mean, I get it, whatever. But I mean, to be fair, if they want to be smart with Nia, you have her just come back and destroy someone in NXT. You know what I mean? Let her build up stuff down there. But they did it with her as well. Just before she's been booked off TV now, she was destroying people for 4 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
She looked one of the Raw, she looked really good. I think she destroyed a few people in one show. And then they just went back to regular her and Shayna falling out. As soon as they had Shayna running away from Lily, come on, man.
Yeah, and stupid stuff, man.
And you do remember that like the show finished with her running away from Lily. So the next week they didn't even explain what happened. Did Lily lock you in a room? Did she brainwash her?
Exactly.
She just came back.
That was the main event segment of a Raw.
It was weird, man. It was weird. So why is Tony Khan always talking about WWE? It's so annoying. It's a weird thing, isn't it? If I'm not him in it, personally, I wouldn't. I'd think that my company's so good that because whether he likes it or not, you are drawing people over to WWE doing that. It might not be as many as you think, but when you're talking about you're not going to hear Vince McMahon talk about AEW once, bro. I promise. Yeah, he's too arrogant to even talk about him anyway. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't do it. But he's still a younger guy. He seems like one of the mandem, innit? Like when you see him. So for him, he's there with all the elite guys and that chilling, probably dissing WWE every now and again. He probably wants to tweet some rubbish, but I gotta be professional. So let me just try draw him out in a war. Let me try draw him out. Sadly for Tony, he's got old Vince McMahon where you're not gonna be able to draw him out into a war. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to just assume that you're in a war with him. That's why the Triple H thing works. You draw Triple H out.
Yeah.
Because what you say you're better than it. Okay, Triple H is a G. He would have went back and forth.
He's on crud.
He's on it every time. And with Vince, it ain't gonna work. So Tony's gonna keep trying to draw him out. I think he's gonna keep doing it.
Bruv, I've been running joke online. Have you noticed? Ever since Tony started talking up, it's after Arn Anderson said he's got a strap.
Yeah. He boosted him. Bro.
He gassed him.
He boosted him, bro. So yeah, I mean, Tony's got a lot of things going for him. The treatment that Tony has of the legends is great. It's great.
Definitely.
I know everyone. It seemed like a problem in WWE, but you realise a lot of the legends are not far off Vince McMahon's age, and he don't respect them like that. You know what I mean? You heard stories of it. People forget that like a lot of the legends and stuff over the years, the amount of people that have had problems with WWE and left and come back. Like, there's been lawsuits with loads of them. People have sued WWE and come back and been in WWE. It just shows you how ruthless Vince is as a man. It's like, yeah, you sued us, but you can make us some money, so come back.
Yeah, come
back.
You know
what I mean? Yeah. This guy brought WCW, brought all the mandem in, ruined 90% of them, and then kept a couple. And said, yeah. I just need to prove to you that you're not better than WWE. So, Sean stays jacking them, man.
But then it's the whole, he gives them a check and they just stay quiet, innit? So
that's it. You know that we're gonna in years to come, whenever Vince possibly gives up the company. I did see the Nick Khan thing on his interview that he said that if they got a good price, they would willing to look at it, which is mad. But I don't know if he's doing that to send a message to AEW to make it seem like that, or he actually means it. Because either way, what is he going to do for Vince? Every story we hear of him, everyone's saying that he's addicted to working. He's addicted to it. So giving an older man like that nothing to do, what's he going to do? Just stay in the gym?
It's true.
So I think he's just doing it for the sake of it. You got to remember, he's not at WWE headquarters telling somebody else what to do. He's in the gorilla position most of the time.
He's there,
He's on it. So I don't know, man. But listen, Tony's got the right to do what he wants to do, and
Yeah,
we'll find out. Obviously, there's going to be weeks where he says stuff and it ain't going to work out well. So doing the whole thing that we're going to beat SmackDown on ratings might not work out for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've seen him already.
It's part of the smack talk, isn't it? It's part of smack talk. It's the nature of smack talk. You got to put out a big statement and see if it, comes to fruition. So, of
course, boxers say it all the time. I'm going to punch you up. I'm going to knock you out, and then the Deontay Wilder Black History Month twice.
Yeah.
So, I'm laughing about Pat McAfee running with Edge. Oh, Pat McAfee's a legend, bro. He's a legend.
He's too entertaining.
My guy was on NXT in it, and they got rid of him. And yeah, I mean, I think people bullying him. Corey Graves ran him out of the business, but Moro, Ranello was my guy, bro. This guy was referencing Meek Mill's lyrics in NXT matches and that, bro. This guy's a legend, man. But there is no one so over like Cole in AEW. The pops and reactions he gets are unreal. Yeah, pretty much every time he comes out, he gets the same pop he did when he debuted. It's mad. Do you prefer Roman Reigns to hold the title until 2023, until WrestleMania 39, or drop it at SummerSlam?
I do think when he faces The Rock, which is probably not next year, it'll probably be the LA WrestleMania.
Hollywood,
I think it should have the title, because people will say it doesn't need the title, which I understand, but at the same time, you don't want the title to not go on last.
I agree. Do you think he'll lose it and win it back?
No, I think he'll just retain it and Rock will disappear.
No, so okay. So
do you mean lose it before WrestleMania?
Lose it before The Rock comes back and win it. So he loses it before The Rock comes back and wins it back, and then The Rock comes back.
Yeah.
Because because otherwise, he's going to have it for this whole time. Now, I'm not mad at it. He's my guy.
Yeah.
But
I personally think he should keep it. But like I say, if we're planning for Drew to win it at SummerSlam, and then maybe Drew can drop it to Roman back at Royal Rumble, and then after the match at Royal Rumble, when Roman wins it, that's when The Rock comes out, and then they have a little 3-month build until WrestleMania.
I agree, because I got this feeling that Roman can go up a couple more gears, man. Like he's not really snapped, and he always seems to have this thing where he thinks he's in the right what he's doing. Like he doesn't think that he's doing anything wrong, and the way he talks to his cousin sometimes is like, "Yo, Jay, did you notice what?" Did you notice that when Brock was beating him up, that he was only bothered about Jay?
Like, He was like, don't you dare touch Jay. He still don't feel Jimmy. To be honest, has Jimmy actually acknowledged him?
Kind of not.
He's kind of done it, but not really. Not how Jay did it.
He didn't acknowledge him properly, bro. That's probably why Roman's still bothered about it, bro. It's actually hilarious. Like, I know that it's hard to watch the whole Thunderdome era back when there was no fans.
Yeah.
But if people have the chance, go back and watch what Roman and Jay were doing. It's actually genius, man.
Excellent.
Like I said, when I watched the Hell in a Cell match, the match was great, but that part at the end where Roman was crying.
He was emotion crying in it,
And then Jimmy came out, and then Jimmy was like, "What you doing, man? We're cousins. We're supposed to love each other." And he's crying. He's like, "I'm sorry. I don't know what's happening." And then there's a moment when the camera pans to Roman's face, and he's like, "Nah." And then he just puts Jimmy in a guillotine, and then Jimmy's trying to hold Jay's hand. I'm like, bro, this is amazing.
And then when he said, I quit, all you see is Roman, all the tears just stopped. He just dusted himself off. Where's the Universal Championship?
Oh, bro. And even the fact that when he gets to the top of the ramp, man's dad and uncles just there like, yeah, put the finger on my neck.
Crown him as king. Oh, my God. It's mental. But yeah, there needs to be a level of those two. Like, he has to become very disrespectful to those two that makes The Rock come out and put him in his place. And that's how the story...
Listen, I'm here for... Listen, this is what I'm saying. My brain's all over the place. I'm here for Naomi joining the bloodline and then Roman being disrespectful to her. I'm here for it, bro. Like, he'll be really nice at the beginning and then eventually she'll probably win a championship. But when she loses it, I can imagine Roman be like, yo.
Yeah. That could be good.
Yeah, like your missus is a chump.
Yeah. Like, that could be very good.
Yeah, I made main event on Naomi and now she's losing titles. I'm here for it. Sean says, for your information, they aren't planned for Brock Lesnar after Crown Jewel, so he'll most likely continue his story with Roman Reigns. I'm thinking, what you thinking? I don't know about. Listen, you got better information than me. I don't know what the plans are from Brock after.
There's probably not plans for him straight after Crown Jewel, because if he's not winning, then he doesn't need to be seen again, I guess. But apparently he's listed as someone that will be at the Royal Rumble. Well, which is one of their big pay-per-views, so that makes sense.
But then the likelihood is that Roman wins and we don't see Brock again to Royal Rumble because because the chances are, obviously they brought him back at SummerSlam. It might not have been the plan. You know what I mean? I think that was AEW was doing their thing. We need some major stuff. Bring back Becky, bring back Brock.
Yeah.
But we can't just take him off TV, so we need a way to get him off. So yeah, come back at. You know what I mean? And then he'll probably win the Royal Rumble, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
That could be interesting, yeah.
Yeah. Don't know. Who knows, man? Brocky says one of the reasons ratings are so big, are not so big anymore because people don't watch television anymore. Yeah, that's a massive reason. People don't have the attention span to be, and that's why Raw annoys people, because they don't even leave cliffhangers for the advert. So
no,
I'm like, why would I tune back in to watch like Mansoor and Ali on the entrance? You went for an advert on the entrance.
Yeah.
And before that, you said they're coming to the ring. Well, guess what, man? People can't even sit and wait for adverts anymore. You pick your phone up, you go on YouTube, look something up.
Skip ads, yeah.
You know what I mean? And then if it is on, you've got it on in the background.
You're totally right, bro. And, you know, especially, you know, the concentration span is very low these days on everything. Even with us doing YouTube, you try to make, you know, your first minutes and stuff very exciting for people to stick around. And it's like, you've written a whole show, and even in your main event segment, something needs to happen. So like, you know, we tune in next week. And they don't even do anything like that. Remember back in the days, again, I don't want to be the one that's always reminiscing, but Attitude Era, the show would end in a complete madness, a complete melee, like to the point where cars would smash, cars would explode, people would be dropped off forklifts, and then you tuning in to find out, is this guy alive? Like,
bro, I agree. The last thing I showed my son from the back in the day was The Rock throwing Austin in the bridge. We throw him over the bridge, and then the Raw logo come up at the bottom of the screen, and then I was just like, so Austin's dead. I have to tune in next to see what's going to happen. When Austin got run over, I'm like, I need to know what. You know what I mean? That's because it's sports entertainment, man. I need to be entertained. I need a story. Like what just happened with Darby Allin getting took out by the masked dudes, even though we know who they are. But it's like it leaves stuff. But now there was little things before, like Austin would be on the warpath trying to mash man up, and then so because he was storming through the backstage and he went for an advert. Well, I have to wait to see what he's gonna do. I have to see, you know what I mean? But damn,
yeah.
Eli Drake is literally a young Rock or Dwayne Johnson. Deontay, have some respect, bro. I love Eli Drake. Don't ever do that again, bro. He's dope, but don't ever do that again. Yeah, the young. Come on, but he's dope though. He's dope.
He chats like The Rock. When he first came in, I wasn't interested in him at all, and then the persona like just got me. Like even still now in the ring, I'm not really interested per se. But yeah, he's definitely a main roster guy. Surprised he never got called up in the draft, to be honest.
That's what I said in his I think his match against Cameron Grimes, and that he's got this old school feel about him.
Yeah.
Proper looks like he could be fighting them back then easily.
Yeah.
So, do you think Roman Reigns will fire Paul Heyman? Nah, I don't know. I feel like he thinks like he needs him. So I think that's Paul's convincing him that he needs him. I think that's the whole thing. I watch WWE on TV every Sunday and Tuesday. Yeah, man, you're right, though. Attention span's gone down in every walk of life. I mean, YouTube, they used to have, like, you know, you're trying to figure out a YouTube channel. You're trying to, like, find out all the details so you can do things the right way, check analytics. Don't get me wrong. After a bit, I got bored of checking them. I'm just like, I'm going to roll with the punch because I'll stop enjoying it if I start looking
Exactly. You turn into a job, Yeah.
So my thing was, I enjoy wrestling, so I'm going to be on doing whatever anyway. If it does something, it does something. If it doesn't, I wanted to speak about wrestling anyway. But then, like, the watch time used to be make a video average about 14 minutes. Then it went down to like 12 minutes. Then it was 10 minutes. And then it's funny because I realized everyone's videos are like 10 minutes and 13 seconds, like everyone's. And now the thing's gone down to 8 minutes.
Yeah.
So now I know, like, damn, that's how much attention span people have got. That if it's longer than 8 minutes And they're saying that of the 8 minutes, the person will probably only get to like 6.5 because when the know your intros come in, just kick off it, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not here for man's outro. You click off it. You know what I mean? I have it on here,
true,
bro, because I'll say to someone in the video, they'll be like, Savage, you should do this. And I said, I told you guys in the end of the last video that, oh yeah, you did. You didn't watch it. I know you didn't watch it.
Yeah.
But the reason why I don't take it personal, because I'll do the same thing.
Yeah, it's just how it's what happens now. Yeah, it's just what it is.
Somebody I watch constantly, and I know the pattern of where the outro is going. I'm off, bro. I'm off.
Yeah.
I ain't waiting for them squares to come up on the screen. I'm off.
Exactly it. Especially if you're already subscribed to that channel and all of that, because that's all they're gonna say in the end. Yeah, then exactly. You know it's time to go. Like there's even some that I watched that where when they're doing before they get into the actual video, I've already skipped 5-10 minutes into it because I'm waiting for the actual content I've come here for. It's just the nature of the business. So they've got to create better storylines and stuff to keep people engaged. And
YouTube knows struggling to do that. Do you remember before on YouTube when you click on the bar? You couldn't see it in the video, but now you can. They let you see.
Now you can see
in the video.
Preview.
So you can see. It looks like he's talking rubbish there. Let me just go over there. But WWE doesn't even advertise their matches because their booking is like last minute before the show. Yeah, they're done really poor with Extreme Rules with that. That was terrible. Like, it's bad when I get to prediction shows and I'm telling people I don't have all the matches. So, Anna says, I loved Eli Drake in NWA. It was so obvious he was a future WWE talent. 100%. NWA is dope as well. A lot of the other companies would be doing better if it's not about their product sometimes. It's the way they market themselves on the TV. Yeah. Like if I don't have access to watch it, I'm not trying to search to watch Impact, like that. You're making me pay for it. I'm not searching. Obviously, if you have Fight TV, you get a few more different stuff. And then there's like the timing of things, like New Japan has a different time to UK and USA and stuff like that. So it's one of those, man. I need to watch Death Note. Savage, fire me. Yeah, Death Note's dope. Watch that. Shout out to John G in the chat. Do you think Savage Alexa Bliss will return next week? No, I don't.
I don't think we'll see her again to Royal Rumble.
Keep her off TV. That's another thing what's gone wrong with pro wrestling, man. Like we used to talk about the matches, what were coming up and stuff, and now every pay-per-view is who do you think's returning? That's the selling point. Like, I actually never used to watch Royal Rumble for that reason as well. For like who's returning. Really? I used to watch Royal Rumble for who's going to win, and now it's like,
now you're waiting for big pops and returns, and it's true. I hate you.
Legends, do you think so? That's why one of the first women's Royal Rumble was dope because we knew they didn't have enough women, so we're like, Lita's going to come out, Trish's going to come out. But after a bit, it's like you can't keep bringing people back, and that's why I'm kind of sold on. After The Rock, there's not really anyone to bring back. I think they've actually ran out of people because they've either dissed them and they've gone to AEW, or they don't want anything to do with the company anymore. Like Batista's not coming back again.
Yeah.
Edge is there now, but when he's gone, he's gone. Yeah. The Rock eventually is going to be like, I'm going to hang up my boots. Austin can't wrestle, so you might get him hosting.
And let's be perfectly honest, Edge probably came back because AEW was sniffing around.
I agree.
And he was like, well, if I'm going to come back to anyone, let me go back to WWE. And WWE basically said, we don't want you to go to them. So, come back.
Yeah, and I was like, we'll do that. But Christian, we ain't got no plans for you, big man. So. But man, the fact remains is like, don't let Roman beat you up and don't let Randy Orton beat you up because you'll end up in AEW. It's just a fact, bro. Randy kicked all the man in the head and sent every single one of them to AEW. 100%. This Mark Henry, AEW. Big Show, kicking the head, AEW. Ric Flair, he was about to go apart from dark side of the ring. You know what I mean? Matt Hardy, Christian. Yes. It's a problem, bro. Stay away from him, contract killer. But man, you guys, we're going to head out here. This has been dope. This has actually been really fun, man. Obviously, you're welcome back anytime. Long as the time matches up, we're good to go.
Yeah, bro.
Guys, head over to the channel. Plug your channel, bro.
WrestleManiac UK. Like I said, covering all the same kind of stuff: reviews, reactions, vlogs, debates. Just now you were talking about the NWA title. We actually had a very heated debate that's on my channel right now about the most prestigious titles today, and so a lot of stuff was said about the NWA title. So if you want to see a heated debate, you can check that out. But yeah, man, it's been great chopping it up with you again. I know you usually do these alone a lot of the time, but I thought, let me accompany you today. So yeah, it was good to be here.
No, I love it, man. I love it. I get someone to bounce off. Of course, I have the Demon team in the chat and that, but I can't hear them in it. So it's me constantly going and that. So it's been fun. Guys, I think we'll be back I don't know. Maybe we'll do something before Crown Jewel. Probably not. If not, we'll be doing the Crown Jewel watch along because for once I have a pay-per-view that's at a decent time for me
during the day, innit? Yeah.
The pay-per-view will be at this time when Crown Jewel's on and it starts at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
So obviously I'm not watching no damn kickoff show. You know, like that. I'm not doing that and wasting my time, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't be surprised if they put one of the King of the Rings on the kickoff show. And if they do that, that's major disrespect.
Queen's Crown.
Yeah. But guys, been dope. Comment, like, subscribe. Make sure you head over and subscribe to WrestleMania UK and Instagram. But we know you're not going to do the Instagram thing anyway. And yeah, man, we're back. I've been your boy, Savage. WrestleMania UK. And we're out. Run.